Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready?
Ready!
Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore with your host, Brian K. Morris, independent publisher, freelance hybrid author, award-winning playwright, and former mortician's assistant. Beware, beware. That might not be a phone jingling in your pocket. Join the Nevermorians for morning mischief and madness at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 Central. Your sense of humor is the only thing you need to wear.
I did it again. Oops. Just like me and Brittany. Oops, I did it again. Anyway, sorry to mute myself. Anyway, welcome to the November 2020 edition of Nevermind the Furthermore. How the heck are you this morning? Hope you had a great weekend. And I'm your host, Brian K. Morris. Who else would I be, right? Well, anyway, here comes the usual blah. Anyway, if you're watching us on Facebook, we're glad you're here, whether you're watching us on the rerun or whether you're watching us live. We hope you'll join us live so you can interact with us. Also, if you're watching on the Rising Tide Network or the Indie Vent Network on Facebook, please give this video a like, and also please give the page you're watching on a like. It just takes a second. It doesn't cost you a thing, and it helps the people who own the page. It helps them out a whole lot. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, same thing. We wish you were here, but if you're watching us on the rerun, we appreciate the heck out of you. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and please consider subscribing. Again, costs just a couple of seconds of your time, and it helps us with the evil algorithms, all right? And this show is brought to you by Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you. Also, brand new advertiser, Tyrone Tony Reed Jr., who has given us the privilege of talking about his great Soul Ad books. When Kevin Edwards and his ex-girlfriend Juanita Grayson arrive on Dark Earth, a world ruled by demons, all they want to know is why. In order to learn the answers and save the world, Kevin and Juanita are each given a ring that transforms them into the superpowered beings Angel and Angeline, soldiers of light against darkness, to begin their mission to end the demon master's reign. As the war rages on, the heroes come face to face with their mortality, humanity, spirituality, and destinies. If Kevin and Juanita want to save the people of Dark Earth from evil and get back home alive, they will have to embrace the light and fight while discovering their frightening connection to the demon master. You can, if this sounds good, I think it does, you need to check out the Soul Ed books. Check out the Soul Ed book series on Amazon Books, and available also on TyroneTonyReedJr.com. All right, check it out. Thank you, Tony, for being a new advertiser. We appreciate you, and we appreciate Jeffrey Hayes for being our ongoing sponsor here. And we hope that you'll check out their products. It would make them and us very happy. And my phone just rebooted. I have no idea why. Anyway, let's get to your comments, because that's what this show is all about, okay? Not just me, for heaven's sakes, no. And chiming in from YouTube, the one, the only Carl Witzman. Glad to see you here, Uncle Carl. Please check out the Uncle Carl's Secret Humor page. As long as you are impossible to offend and you've got a healthy sense of humor, you will love what Uncle Carl's got for you, especially on Friday nights. And accompanying him in the next room is Carlene. Hello, mwah, darling. Glad to see you here. And Magi Jake Lindsay is here. Hi, my friend. How are you? I am awesome. I am fired up. I have fresh covfefe. Oh, yes, we do have covfefe. Anyway, I hope your morning's going well, Jake. And Carl Witzman says, after last night's debacle, I'm not even going to try watching both streams this morning. What happened, Carl? I admit I kind of checked out of Facebook for a few hours yesterday. A couple of reasons. One, had an incredible time with Imagine Other Worlds with authors, and I hope you got a little taste of that. Aaron Casey is doing so much to influence, to encourage, and to inspire people in the state of Iowa and people with connections to it to elevate their craft, to express themselves more fully and to get their message out before the public. And I'm proud to be a part of it, although my connection to Iowa is pretty much I know people there, but they're dear friends of mine. But anyway, congratulations to Aaron Casey. Congratulations to everyone who helped pull Iowa off this weekend. And you can still check out what went on the Writers Room on Facebook. Please check it out. And I was involved in a couple panels. Ask an Author. The one yesterday I got to moderate and had a great time asking questions to some really cool people. So we hope that you'll check out the page and check out the various things. There was a great panel on diversity, too, that I really, really enjoyed and took to heart. So please check out what they're doing there. All right. And Carl, but anyway, Carl, I'm interested to know what happened yesterday. Good guys. And I was a little depressed, actually, because as you probably have all heard, over the weekend, we finally found out who's our president to be. The president-elect. Congratulations to Joe Biden and especially Kamala Harris. One small step for people kind, And but anyway, on the flip side, it was balanced out by losing Alex Trebek. Although we know he'd been sick with stage 4 pancreatic cancer, the man fought on, and plus he has brought us all so much great entertainment and information. Being the he's in the Guinness Book of World Records. He's hosted more episodes of a game show than anyone on the freaking planet. And he will be missed. He will so be missed. And whoever is going to fill his shoes has got a really, really tough act to follow. They really do. Alex Trebek was a class act from first to last. I've been a fan of his forever, and what a great guy. Anyway, speaking of great guys, there's Ted Davies. Good morning, all, and he brings that Covfefe with him. Rise above. Ted Davies Artistry. Good to see you. And Ted Davies is starting the healing. Thank you, Ted. Oh, man, we need it so bad. Anyway, check out Ted Davies Artistry on Facebook and on YouTube. Also, TedDaviesArtistry.com. Check out what this amazing illustrator and interviewer is up to. And hey, Luke Stone. Good morning, Nevermorians. Luke Stone Studios. Haven't seen you in a couple minutes, Luke. It's great. Luke is the author and artist of the highly successful Hybrids, the Sons of Gods. And the trade paperback is coming out soon, and I'm looking forward to later this month, Luke. Can't wait to break bread with you, buddy. And anyway, please check out Luke Stone Studios on Facebook and also terraformcomics.com. He's got some great things going on, and follow him. I'm not just a friend, I'm a fan, I'm telling you. And Magic Big Daddy John Cool, Big Daddy, excuse me, start again, take 2, Brian. Magic, Big Daddy, Cool, John Pica. Good morning, Multiverse. John, how are you doing? John, I couldn't find your main account yesterday. I hope all is well. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Man, and I cut off all the what? I cut off all the hair on my head? Why, Jake? Why did you do that? I don't want to sound like a stern parent, but what the hell? Anyway, Nick Tockard, good morning, Nevermorians. I am improvising around tech issues, but we'll keep plugging best I can. Nick, it is good to see you as always. And the Historical Fencing Guild program the other night was a howl. It was so much fun. I was flipping between you and Carl's drunken rant on Friday night. I need to show you more love, Nick. That's all there is to it. But anyway, check out Nick Tockard. Nicholas Tockard is not only an author on Amazon and also Nick T on DeviantArt. He also has a Patreon page that I think you ought to support. I'm just now going through it because I am now a supporter. And there she is, the one, the only, the delightful Willow Schuyler. Good morning, my fellow Nevermorians. I hope you all had a great weekend. I did, because I was still coming down off the buzz from being on the pillow with you and author Michaela Jade. Please check out Willow's Pillow Talk from last Thursday with Michaela Jade and myself. Great interview, a lot of fun. We got a little naughty. I know you're surprised. I waited till you were all sitting down. But anyway, Willow is a wonderful lady, and I love you, Willow. Well, thank you again for having me. Can't wait to come back. And we may have to have you on Clever Title Pending one of these times. We are booked up on Clever Title Pending till the end of the year, though, I gotta say. And I'm grateful. And please don't forget, tomorrow night we've got a really special show tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central Time. We're bringing back Jim Beard and Bobby Nash, two incredible incredible new pulp writers to hybrid writers, meaning that they've been published by them. They've published themselves and they've been published by other people. But they both got great stories to tell, and it's probably one of the few shows I won't have a whole lot to say because I'm just going to be sitting there fanboying. But anyway, please check out the show tomorrow night. Please share the information with your friends so we can get a lot of people in to check out Jim Beard and Bobby Nash, or Bobby Nash and Jim Beard, depending on who you like. And I see someone in the next room.
Hiya!
Uh-oh, I'm in trouble now. The murd is about to hit the oscillating blades. No, and for those of you who are wondering, Cookie is doing better today. We had a setback yesterday, and there. Hold on, there we go. Yeah, I have. You don't want you were vanishing behind Willow Schuyler.
I wouldn't want to do that.
No, you wouldn't want to do that. No, it's not fair. But anyway, no, we had a little bit of a setback in the pain thing. What, you were a 6 or 7 yesterday?
Yeah.
Where are you now?
About a 3.
3. She is down to a 3, people. So we are.
No, I am a 10. The pain is down to a 3.
Okay, she's a 10, but the pain's down to a 3. Thank you, honey, for that unbiased assessment there. I have to live with this, folks. I must live with this. Pray for me. Anyway, no, but she's sitting up today, and I credit my hands.
Me too.
Yeah, there we go. My hands caressing her. Well, let's put it this way. The most intimate areas of her injury she must handle. Is that the safest way to say that?
Honey, there is no safe way of saying it.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Well, I am monitoring, though, because her groin means a lot to me. And, but part of the muscles have extended around her gluteus maximus. I can help with that.
Yeah, but you keep promising to help with a paddle.
Well, that would help your attitude, I think.
I doubt it.
It would probably aggravate your attitude, which is pretty considerable as it is. We ought to mic you up one of these days, and you'll just co-host from the dark there. How does that sound?
Entirely possible.
Entirely possible, because she ain't getting on the air. She is a lovely lady, but she doesn't want to be photographed. I think it's because she can't be. I think there's some sort of vampiric thing going on. But anyway, let's get back to your comments. Brian Wenzel, brother, good to see you this morning. Good morning, family. I'd like to say thank you for all your warm wishes and condolences. Yeah, seriously, please keep Brian Wenzel and his family in your thoughts and prayers today. He just lost his mother, and I understand that, Brian. We are on the 30th anniversary of my losing my mother, and all I can say is, you remember that you are loved, and may all the memories become golden. That is the best thing I can think of to say, because when we are gone, the memories of us are what that we know are tangibly left behind, and that is our immortality. All right, being in the hearts and minds of the people that loved us. And Ted Davies, enjoy a new podcast episode on TED Talks and Inspires. Check it out on Spotify. I didn't get an opportunity to check it out yesterday, but Ted, I will do that because I need some inspiration, brother. And good luck with the phone, Nick. Yeah, seriously, we're with you with Carl on this one. And Amazon, like I said, Nicholas Tucker, check that out, please. All right. And Ted Davies, back at you, brother. Thank you. And okay, I am closing Facebook and going to the tube of you. Talk to you from there. Carl Witzman from Facebook, signing off. Glad to see you as always, and hope that you fare better on YouTube. YouTube has a better picture and sound quality, so please check that out. And you're muted still. Oh, don't you pull that on me, Willow. And April ain't for another 4 months or 5 months. Don't do that to me. My heart stopped when you said that. And for that, I need to take a drink. Anyway, I love you all. We love you too, Brian. All right. Stay strong, man. And accept our long-distance hugs. Magi Jake Lindsay, I have lots of new Frozen Magic debuting on Gospel Magic Magician Magi Jake, Gospel Magician Magi Jake, on the Book of Faces, Facebook itself. So please check out that page. He is a really, really talented guy. And Carl Whitson, Brian pulled a Carl with the mic. Yeah, Carl. I at least recognized it a lot sooner than I normally do. So at least, I'm not saying I'm better at this than Carl, because that is a bald-faced lie, bald-headed too, from both of us. Yeah, I at least saw it within a few seconds this time, rather than going on and on and on. Whereas Carl the other night during the drunken rant didn't realize he was muted for the longest time. Poor man. I felt your pain. I really do. And I'm watching on YouTube because I deactivated all of my social media. I was wondering, John, and I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I find it incredibly therapeutic to stay the hell off of Facebook occasionally. If it wasn't for the fact that it provides the best reach for my message, I would probably leave Facebook altogether. It is slowly gaining on Twitter as being a freaking dumpster fire of negativity, and we all know about dumpster fires. There's one now. In fact, it's been on since the top of the hour. But anyway, but yeah, John, I understand, dude. I really do. And I think a lot of us do. But anyway, please check out johnpica.com and find out all the other places where John may still be. So, but he's worth the look. Okay. John, you take care of yourself. Self-healing is very important. And that's the thing right now. I will give Facebook points in that, when the negativity started, and I mean, really went into overdrive. It's been around for a while, but when it went into overdrive around the time of the election, was it only last week? It seems longer. And although the election is not officially over until the lawsuits end, but as I was describing it yesterday, someone said it's like the courts are looking at the lawsuits launched by President Trump and going, "You want what? Next." So, which I'm relieved to see. And it's 2000 all over again, but we finally have a president-elect, and come what may, half the people are going to be, well, in this case, 48% of the people are going to be incredibly disappointed. The other half will be victorious. And so far, I've not seen a lot of gloating. When I see that gloating, I usually snooze them for 30 days, hoping they get it out of their system. But yeah, I've seen some incredible ugliness leading up to the election, and even afterwards. That I've actually unfriended a few people. Haven't blocked anyone yet, but I have unfriended a few people. And don't be rushing to your friends list. If you're watching the show, there's nobody here that I have done that to. So it's usually people that don't support me. Maybe that has maybe that's part of my process too. But anyway, stay positive, people. The best is yet to come. Okay, 2020 was a setback for each and every one of us. But to quote Michaela Jade, the lovely and delightful Michaela Jade, or to paraphrase her rather, 2021 is going to be my bitch. All right. And stay tuned, folks. The best is yet to come. And Tyrone Tony Reed Jr., good morning, everyone. Have a wonderful day and a blessed, productive, and prosperous week. TyroneTonyReedJr.com. Check out that website. And if you're wondering why we are giving him a little extra love today, that is a work of art. When Kevin Edwards and his girlfriend Juanita Grayson arrive on Dark Earth, a world ruled by demons, all they want to know is why. Check out their struggles in the Soul Lad series, available on Amazon and from TyroneTonyReedJr.com. That's TyroneTonyReedJr.com. Check it out today, all right? And thank you again, Tony, for being a sponsor of the show. It is greatly appreciated. And speaking of greatly appreciated, there's Trevor Hawkins now with more Monday. Hey, and he's probably thinking, you can't threaten us like that, Brian. Trevor, good to see you, buddy. Sorry I missed your call this weekend. I really am. I don't know what. I think I was on the air. I was on the air a lot this weekend. But anyway, it was so good. Again, congratulations to Erin Casey and her fantastic crew that put out Imagine Other Worlds with Authors. It is an annual convention out of the like Grand Rapids area, Des Moines. It has several different locations. But this year, of course, they couldn't do it due to the Sharona Miley Cyrus Peter pandemic. So they came up with a really beautiful way to do this. And I really had a good time on it. Got to meet a whole bunch of great authors, not all of whom were in Ohio, or excuse me, Iowa, rather. One was actually in England. Kate sounds like a wonderful lady, and really had a good time. Saw a lot of people's pets and birds and stuff. Cindy Kipp conducted herself admirably as usual on the shows, and I want to thank everyone that sat through Ask an Author Part 2, where I got to be the moderator. That was a lot of fun. Plus, they had a great panel on diversity, a lot of great panels, and a lot of great videos. It was fun to watch a lot of them. Sky Malone who's a friend of mine out of the Champaign area. She had a great video, and I signed up for her newsletter. So, and speaking of newsletters, let's put that up here. You can sign up for my Rising Tide newsletter. It's absolutely free. Every month we put out all kinds of information about Rising Tide. We have a special, unique video to the newsletter that a lot of people have been enjoying. Also, what else? Sometimes we have book offers. We have news on where we're going to be appearing for the rest of the year. Right now, listing 2020 is going to be or 2021 is going to be real easy. But anyway, please check out our newsletter. Okay, you can sign up for it for free, and it comes out the first of every month. The next issue will be our Christmas issue, December 1st. And don't be surprised if I have a limited offer on the page. I will have to think about that. So anyway, please check out, and we would love to have you as part of our subscription team. All right, and thank you for being here, Trevor. Always a pleasure, sir. And Nick Tucker says interacting is a great joy with the civil-minded bunch of blessed lunatics. Yeah, that's why I do it. I mean, I make no secret about the fact that occasionally I don't feel like doing the show. It's just like I think about the other things I have to do. I am so far behind in NaNoWriMo.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jiminy Cricket. I've been massaging your butt, honey. That's what's taking up all my time.
Nope.
I wish it took up more of my time. Hashtag real married people problems. Anyway, after 30 years, how fortunate is this woman that a man wants to rub her butt, right? How romantic am I, right? Yeah. And today I love her so much, I'm going to go out and buy her some more Icy Hot. That's how much I care. Anyway. And she's like, oh, God. Anyway, so imagine what her mother's saying right now. But anyway, Nick Tucker, and it was a joy to watch you again on the Historical Fencing Guild. Please check that show out, where he teaches you how to kill each other safely with bladed weapons. It was a good time. It was a real good time. And, we are so far behind already. I apologize, everyone. Let's catch up with your comments and less of me. Christian Basil says, arise, Monday Morris Monster, arise. Oh, wait, you wanted more? More coffee. You know how much effort I put into these Arise Morris blah blah. Do you? I just came here to flirt and have an awesome time with awesome friends. So arise, Monday, blah blah. Need coffee, Sarah, under the sheets, blah blah. Good morning, Nevermorians. Let's kick this week's ass. Oh my gosh. And Christian Basil, you make my morning, dude. You do. I'm proud you're one of my monsters. And I'm also proud that tomorrow night, before I go on to Clever Tile Pending, I will be on The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. And we're going to talk holidays. Oh, yeah. We're going to talk holidays and the Doctor. And I came up with a couple that relate to the Doctor. One of... Probably a little bit of stretch on both of them, but anyway, I'm surprised I got my first choice. I honestly thought more people would have chosen it, but maybe they, have more propriety. Well, everyone has more propriety than I do, except Christian Basil, who we love, and in not just that intellectual, brotherly way. But anyway, Christian Basil, we're glad to see you. Check out The Legend of Traveling TARDIS on Facebook. And also on the web. Legend of the Traveling TARDIS just passed 40,000 likes. And if you haven't liked that page already on Facebook, we urge you to do so. Let's get Christian to 50,000 by Christmas. All right, I think we can do that. And speaking of my darling co-star from Willow's Pillow Talk, oh hey there, hi there, girlfriend, how are you? Mwah. Anyway, Michaela Jade was an amazing interview last week on Willow Schuyler's show, Willow's Pillow Talk. Please check that out. And I held my own. Anyway, glad to see you here, hon. Watching us from YouTube and watching us from Facebook. Watching you on my TV while working on my computer. Larger than life. That's me. Looking down on you, Amy. Anyway, Amy Hale, author Amy Hale on Facebook, authoramyhale.com. Also, Amy Hale's Angels on Facebook. Please check out her amazing work. She's got a brand new book coming out soon. And I'm really looking forward to it. Amy, when you get closer to a release date, I'd love to help you promote that, okay? Talk to me offline about what we might do, because we're doing something similar to Charles F. Millhouse, who I see is here, and I'm getting to you. I am. And good morning, all. Mwah, Teresa Dunn, good morning to you. Thank you for being at Iowa yesterday. Teresa had some technical issues, unfortunately, which were none of her fault, but we loved her for being there and for trying. And that's what makes the difference, people. You know, a lot of people don't even get out of the starting gate. They don't even go up to the gate to wait for the starter's pistol. You know what I'm saying? But Teresa has pulled the trigger on the next phase of her poetry writing career. In fact, she is now a poetry publisher. Teresa D. Dunn is now available with Poetry Expressions 2, currently on Amazon, and she's already selling books, and I'm really proud of her. She's doing a great job. So everybody, please check out Poetry Expressions 2 on Amazon, or contact Teresa Dunn for other opportunities. And good morning from Charles F. Millhouse. Oh, and I see an avatar there. That's my girl there. Excellent book. Anyway, all of Charles' books are excellent. Check out stormgatepress.com. And also, Charles and I will be doing on December. December is going to be a busy month for Charles and myself. And Brian Wensloff, I need to talk to you about something here, because this just came up. On Wednesday, December 2nd. Well, let's backtrack, Brian. In order. Okay, December 1st is the official release date for Pulp Reality 1, a brand new anthology in the pulp style, featuring great authors like Rick Bradley, Clyde Hall, Bobby Nash, the great Bobby Nash, BobbyNash.com, and myself. All right, not that I'm saying I'm great, but alphabetically listing, I'm ahead of Bobby Nash, which the fanboy in me is going, what the hell? Anyway, it's going to be a great book, and a lot of great illustrations in the pulp style. And Candace Camilleri has a beautiful illustration there. A lot of Nevermorians are represented in that book. Anyway, the release date is Tuesday, December 1st. And on the 2nd, Charles and I are gonna, and along with some special guests, are going to be doing a special clever title pending to celebrate the release of this book. And then on the 12th, from 12 to 4, Charles and I will be at Comics Cubed in Kokomo, Indiana, doing a signing of the book, and we're really excited about that. So Charles is off to a fast start on this, so please keep your eyes peeled for Pulp Reality #1. It's going to be great. And Teresa Dunn, speaking of great news, has some. Hey, you want some good news to start out your November? Teresa D. Dunn has a brand new book release, Poetry Expressions 2. The first book was so good it had to have a sequel, now with more poetry. It's available from Amazon in paperback, and the ebook will be out soon, so check it out on Amazon and get your copy today. Excellent. And Grant Lankard, glad to see you here, Grant. Had a great weekend. Feeling good this morning. Good. Hope everyone's in as good a mood as me. I hope so, my friend. Grant, it is good to hear that somebody's in a good mood. It doesn't happen all that often these days, does it? Anyway, Grant, we had a fantastic weekend. Glad to hear you did the same. Hope everyone had a great weekend. And good morning, everyone. It's Monday again. I'm looking forward to the new week. I really am. We finally have the election somewhat over with, at least the formal part of it. Now it's up to the courts. I'm not holding my breath. We've got a great clever title pending tomorrow night with Bobby Nash and Jim Beard. It's going to be a couple hours of great conversation, along with an appearance at 6 p.m. Eastern on The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, where we discuss the Doctor and holidays. And then on the I also have put in a plug for the 14th and the 15th. Pops Van Zandt is hosting CromCon again, and that's 2 days of comic-related talk and entertainment. Always a good time. And I will be on Sunday at 2 p.m. on CromCon on a panel. I don't know what we're talking about, but then half the time I don't know what I'm talking about either. But anyway, hashtag from Bill Sarn, hashtag bring cookie home. Thank you so much, Bill. I do appreciate that each and every time. I really do. And good morning on the tube, too. Ted Davies Artistry. Check out that channel on YouTube, especially the interviews he does. Ted's an incredibly good interviewer. I am nothing compared to him. Plus, he also has some great. He's been posting his Inktober sketches, as well as doing a wonderful monthly show on cigar appreciation with Carl Witzman that I really like. And I'm not a cigar smoker. I'm not a smoker at all. But let's just say it gave me a deeper appreciation when I puffed my stubby a couple weeks ago, and then Christian died. Anyway, Charles F. Millhouse, hashtag Pope Reality. Check it out. And Grant Lankard says, I hopped out of bed and played cheesy 80s music, feeling good. Oh my God, yeah. Well, it's funny. I mentioned Holiday, and now I have this, I think they're a British or Australian group, had a song called Holiday. I'm not thinking of the Madonna one, but it's a really peppy, upbeat song. I'll have to find that and post that on my page sometime. I need to post more music on my page. I play weird stuff when I have like 2 playlists on my YouTube channel that y'all can access. You're more than welcome to check them out. And you will see that I have varied musical tastes. I don't play just one type. Like one day I might be on an Ultravox smooth, and the next day I might be playing some one-hit wonders, or I'll play some cover versions. There is a Australian group called Pseudo Echo that got some MTV airplay when they did a hard rock version of the classic 70s song Funky Town. And if that doesn't get your pulse racing, nothing will. And Teresa Dunn is also on YouTube saying, oh, what to you there? And Carl Wisman says, last night I tried to watch Willow and Heather while also helping someone set up a Facebook room. I had 6 tabs open on 2 monitors and totally lost Heather's tab somewhere. I've got to check Heather out. She was in the nerd trivia contest. I gotta check her out. Well, I listened to how well she did. Anyway, Jeffrey Hayes, good morning from Plasma Fire Graphics. Make it a great Monday, and check out plasmafiregraphics.com. They are helping sponsor this show, and we greatly appreciate that. And so if you want to see some cool stuff, let me get all my stuff out of the way here, Jeffrey. And then let's our other sponsor on the show, Plasma Fire Graphics. When the look of your book matters to you, if it matters to you, check out what Jeffrey Hayes can do for you. So anyway, please check out the work of Jeffrey Hayes, Plasma Fire Graphics. He's also responsible for the look of the trailers of my own books, and he did an incredible job on those. And we're going to be doing some more business soon, and I think you should do business with Jeffrey too. And he's a great guy, easy to work with. You'll love him. Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you, because it matters to your readers. And John B. Pica, the storyteller. And I've rebranded this channel. Nearly dying of COVID has reordered my priorities and creative desires. That's interesting. That is interesting. Well, we all should reassess what and how we are doing. Any of us in any creative field, are we headed in the right direction? Are we applying our energies most effectively? And John, that sounds like something I'd love to hear your thoughts on that, because I'm curious about that sort of process. But anyway, brother, I'm so glad you're still with us. I really am. Poor John he came down with a major case of the Myshirona Miley Cyrus, to the point where he was hospitalized with blood clots in his lungs. So anyone who says this is a myth, please tell them I said they can go themselves. All right. And I'm sure John would agree with me on that. The COVID, the novel coronavirus is not a myth. It is not a government plot. It is not, fill in the blank. It is a potentially dangerous virus that, that really the most vulnerable of us, it could do some serious damage. We have over 230,000 people in America alone who have died from this. We have millions and millions more affected. And right now we are going into a very dangerous phase of the year where people are going to be inside more often. Air circulation is key to not catching this, along with wearing a face mask over your nose and your mouth, and even your glasses. If you wear glasses like I do, these things not only keep me from walking into walls, these things now are part of my defense against the COVID, because your eyes are part of your sinuses too. When it gets in there, that's when you get in trouble. But anyway, please stay educated on this, because this is just like creative fields. It changes in a heartbeat, and we know more about it now than we did last February. Okay, but we still don't know enough, and the vaccine is not here yet. And from all I'm hearing, if I can, chat for a minute here about this, there are some tests going on that are promising, they're yielding promising results. But the thing is, it's not going to be rolled out to the general populace right away, from what I'm hearing. Like here in Indiana, frontline workers are going to get it first. That's doctors and that's nurses. And then I think the next wave is supposed to be high risk people, people with conditions that make them more vulnerable, people with reduced immunity, people who are older, people who are susceptible to, more susceptible than viruses, I guess. But anyway, and then it will be rolled out to the general public. But as it is, just stay strong, people. Like I end every episode I do, stay smart and stay safe. All right. And we'll do it together, you and me. Carl Wisman starting a Kick Me starter for a third monitor. Oh my God, you're going to look like one of those science fiction shows where there's monitors all over the room. And speaking of someone that could use more monitors, there's the Eric Hawkins. Good morning to you, Eric. Hope you're doing well, man. Hope all is well. And Teresa Dunn's olfactory senses were offended. Her internet stunk yesterday. Yeah, and doesn't it happen at the worst times? In fact, I was telling Aaron Casey that after I did my last show for Saturday with Iowa, our internet went out for about a half hour. And it wasn't our router. It wasn't anything in our internal system here at the compound. It was, Lafayette's internet through Comcast sucked for about half an hour. So I feel you. We finally got it, but it was a terrible signal. It was more online with yours, but we're glad you're here, Teresa, and I hope it's better today. John B. Pica, the storyteller, says, I will tell you that it is incredibly freeing to not be tied to checking Facebook updates this morning. I hear you. I mean, it's one of those things that I still do a lot of business through Facebook, through Facebook Messenger in particular. But, and it's still a good advertising medium for me. But otherwise, I rarely check Twitter. That is a freaking disaster. There's really only about a half dozen people that I like to check on Twitter. Although Carl Wisman, I found Kamiko. Anyway, and she's, I think she's still happy at the restaurant in Merrillville. But anyway, people who watch The Drunken Rant will know what I'm talking about. But John B. Pica, we're glad you're with us. And man, it takes a lot of courage to make the decision to cut back on one's social media. It really does. It is so addictive. It is so easy to want that constant input from something like Facebook. But we're in the business of generating inputs or generating content. So I'm glad you're doing what's good for you, John. Seriously, we all need to reassess these things. And Jason Johnson is here. Jason, how you doing, man? I was thinking about you the other day. How are you, my friend? Just stopping by to say hello, Jason. We are always pleased to see you. Hope your morning, your weekend, your month, your whole year is going well, sir. And it's good to see you. Thank you for checking in. That makes me happy. And Carl Witzman says, I started watching Jeopardy with Art Fleming. Damn, I am old now. Yeah, I remember the original Jeopardy, you know. If you ever see Weird Al Yankovic's I Lost on Jeopardy, that's what the original Jeopardy set looked like. In fact, Art Fleming was the original host, and Don Pardo, the longtime announcer for Saturday Night Live, was their announcer too. But yeah, I remember, you know, every time I'd go near St. Louis, I'd always try to tune into Art Fleming on the talk shows down there. But yeah. Oh God, I remember the Match Game, Tom Kennedy. Who else remembers Tom Kennedy? Bill Cullen, all those great 60s and early 70s game show hosts. Trevor Hawkins says, now with more Monday, how are you going to do that? Well, we're going to make this Monday a good one. Like I said, we've got the elections, the hard part of the elections behind us. And actually, I think right now Ted Davies has the right idea. Let's start the healing. Let's start being positive. Let's start. Let's stop looking for fights. All right, leave that to me. I'm an expert. And ignore the trolls. In fact, I'm still going through, and I find a troll, they're out of there. I'm either going to snooze them, or I'm going to unfollow. And like I said, I've unfriended quite a few of them the last few weeks because I was really waiting for it. And I'm grateful I didn't see as much of it as I thought I would. But I remember the last couple elections when the winning team, so to speak, would be like, oh, yeah, we are awesome, and we're really going to crush you on the opposite side. This isn't a war. This isn't a competition. We're supposed to be working together on this, and we need to do that. And besides losing Trebek, Norm Crosby also passed away, waiting for number 3. Yeah, it usually happens in 3s, Bill Sarton. I didn't realize Norm Crosby went too. That's the way it's been going this year, that you lose one person, and Trebek is major. I mean, Trebek is an iconic broadcaster and host. But to find Norm Crosby, who is a really great comedian, it's one of those things where I thought Norm Crosby is already gone. I've noticed it with a few celebrities. It's like they kind of fade from the limelight because they're retired or what have you, or they branch out into other things. And then you find out they died, and you're thinking, well, gosh, I thought they'd already passed on. But Norm Crosby, I loved his malpropisms. What a great... And the older I got, and the better a writer I became, the better my vocabulary became, the more I appreciated Norm Crosby's humor, the way he twisted words. What a genius. I'm so sorry to hear that, too. Best of thoughts to him and his family, too. Johnny Pike, Alex Trebek filmed enough episodes to carry through December 1st. I hope after that they put a season pause on the show and don't just rush in for a new host. And someone who doesn't know that I'm on the air, if you're calling me from Indiana, 260 area code, I'm on the air. Can't talk right now. Anyway. Yeah, John, I agree with you completely. And the thing is, to follow somebody like Alex Trebek, that's got to be a really short list of people who would want to. This isn't like a soap opera where you can just like, the part of so-and-so will now be played by. This is major. And like, how many, it's like trying to do is like trying to replace Captain Kangaroo after Bob Keesham retires on the next day. But yeah, and it'll be nice to see Alex close out the year. And I wouldn't mind if I'm with you. I wouldn't mind if they ran a best of sort of thing. But gosh, who could replace him? They've got to be genuinely nice, because I think from all accounts, Trebek was a really wonderful guy. A really warm, kind human being. And you can't fake that. That's tough to fake, because you've got to eventually let the curtain down occasionally. And that's when people see you as you really are. Like, I remember growing up, there was an entertainer named Arthur Godfrey who was huge on radio. And he moved into television, and he was very likable. But when he got to television, he kind of lets it slip through his behavior. He had a hell of a temper. And I think one person he fired on the air, Julius LaRosa, who was a staple of the old Jerry Lewis MDA telethons. But every now and then he would get really peeved off and let it fly. And eventually the public went, whoa, he's not as nice as we thought he was. Ew. And Charles F. Milhouse, oh, he's a nice guy. He's a great guy. He says, embracing your bladness. Now, I'm sure he meant baldness. The solar panel for a sex machine. But I'm also embracing my blandness, too. I'll take it all. Anyway, Carl Winsman, after the drunken rant, we drunk rushed Nick's channel, but he was just signing off, but for his anniversary, so it was cool. Yeah, definitely. And I turned 50 December 1st, and I'm taking inventory of my life. John, I hear you, man. I started doing a little of that when I turned 50 about 400 years ago. But that's a good time, because there comes a time, and I'm in that right now, where I realize I've got more days behind me than in front, so I want to get as much done as I can. And I keep finding more things to do. But anyway, that's not a bad thing either. But John, good for you. Seriously, good for you. And here we go. Grant Lankard says, very proud of Grant Morrison, who's a big reason I got back into comic books in the early 2000s, for coming out. I just hope they don't change their first name to something less gender specific, because there aren't enough famous Grants. Yeah, that's right. What is it? I saw that, but I didn't follow up on the article that Grant Morrison has come out as, was it gender fluid? But it's one of those things. I read Super Gods, and I've been a big fan of Grant Morrison's writing over the years. I've been a fan of his since Zenith, okay, back in the 80s for 2000 AD. And I admit he, sometimes ventures into odd areas. I still haven't read all the Invisibles yet. I need to. But he frequently, for all of his wild concepts, like his Doom Patrol and such, and the Invisibles, he occasionally gets a hold of a character and he just knows what makes it work. I love the Superman he wrote during the start of the New 52. I loved his run on Batman. Amazing, amazing material. He understood Batman down to the last atom. And he's also done, 2 or 3 volumes of Wonder Woman Year One, and he nails it. Although I don't think he gave her proper respect during Infinite Crisis. Was that? No, not Infinite Crisis, but Final Crisis. Where Darkseid gets the anti-life equation. That was brilliant, a brilliant series too. But yeah, well, I'm proud. Grant, I agree with you. As a heterosexual male, I'm glad to see this sort of thing. I am glad when people can embrace how they truly are, what makes them happy, as long as it's not hurting anyone else, of course. But something like this, and being a role model, I think is very important. I'm proud of Grant Morrison too. I'm proud of anyone who, even now, while it is easier than it was 10 years ago, 20 years ago, even when I was a young adult, back when I was, turning 20 and all, you just didn't talk about this stuff. You really didn't. Even, no matter where you stood on the issue, you didn't talk about it. But I'm glad to see people opening up, and I agree with you, Grant. Very good. Very good, and congratulations to Grant Morrison. And tell us about the special clever title pending on December 2nd, Brian. Says Charles F. Milhouse. Charles F. Milhouse is going to be our special guest, and we're going to have a whole bunch of people that contributed to the Pulp Reality #1. It's going to be the Pulp Reality launch show, I think it will be. But anyway, Charles F. Milhouse will be my unindicted conspirator on that. And we're going to have as many people on from that helped with the production of issue 1 as we can fit on the screen. And this weekend, Charles, normally for Clever Title Pending, I have about like 2 or 3, sometimes, usually 2 other people at most. I'm really liking the one-on-one. I think we learn more about a person that way. But I hosted my panel yesterday at Iowa, Ask an Author #2. I had 7 people in the room, and that turned out well. So I was pretty pleased with that, and I'm ready. Let's stack the room a little, or we can have people come in waves, But anyway, Pulp Reality, December 2nd, we'll be celebrating with a very special, clever title pending. And before anyone asks, we are not going to be doing special, launches like this for everyone. Whenever I do something special, I get people who normally are people that don't interact with me very much, unfortunately. But they say, "Oh, put me on a special show, or have me on this, have me on your morning show and interview me." That's not what this show is for. All right, this is you and me time. And clever title pending. I don't see it so much as if we can use it to sell books or comics for you, I love it. If we can help you cross the line on your Kickstarter or your Indiegogo, I love it. I feel proud when the Nevermorians rise to the occasion like that. But I'm not interested so much on clever title pending if you've got something to sell. I'm more interested if you've got something to say. And Charles F. Millhouse is a fascinating guy. I can listen to him for hours and have. And he's listened to me for hours, the poor man. Pray for him. But we're going to pack the hall with some really great guests. And it will not only be a fun diversion, but it's also going to be a learning opportunity for a lot of you. So please check out December 2nd, a very special clever title pending on Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Central, where we celebrate the launch of Pulp Reality #1. Plus, I have to have a vested interest in it, I guess. And Teresa Dunn is on Facebook saying, "Good morning, all. Good morning to you." On Hi Cookie from Nick Talkert. She's editing Santa Stein right now, the audio book, so let's not disturb her, okay? Anyway, Teresa Dunn says from Facebook, you want some good news to start your November? No, Teresa D. Dunn has a brand new book release, Poetry Expressions 2. The first book was so good it had to have a sequel. Now with more poetry. It's available from Amazon it's available from Amazon in paperback form, and the ebook is on its way. So get your copy today. Don't wait. And love and prayers for Cookie. Thank you, Trevor. I appreciate that. Love you, brother. And hey, Cookie, says Teresa Dunn. Hey. And Christian Basil, hashtag bring Cookie home, hashtag bring Bookie come, hashtag Cookie gave Brian the finger. Yep. That's okay. I gave her the knuckles last night. I was massaging her muscles. Anyway, Willow Schuyler says my friends started their own podcast called Now What? I was on their first episode last night. That's very cool. Willow, if you want to promote them on the Rising Tide page, please do. Please do. Please share that. You have permission. In fact, you are encouraged to do so. And that way, maybe I'll get to listen to it later today. And we should all do that, John, even without a life-threatening injury, but instead some wallow in the shallow end of life, says Carl Wisman from YouTube. So true. And, it kind of dawned on me, why am I exposing myself to this negativity? Why am I letting people, many of whom I barely know, why am I letting them bring me down? Like I keep saying, I keep using the analogy of when the plane is in trouble and the oxygen masks come down, you put yours on first because you can't help others until you are safe sometimes. And this is a perfect example, really. There is just so much toxicity on many social platforms right now that I agree with John. Pulling away from those is essential for one's mental health. And instead of looking for more stimulation, why aren't we creating more things to stimulate other people? Just a thought there. And prayers to Brian Wenzel from Robert Beatty. Robert, thank you for being here, brother. So glad to see you. And hope you are doing well, my friend. And Philip Thompson asked, did you see my post? I haven't had a chance to check Facebook this morning or Instagram, but Philip, I will check it out. And when I find it, I'm going to give it a like. John B. Pike of The Storyteller says, not going to be performing live anymore, at least for the foreseeable future. I've lost the desire completely. Over the last 30 years, I've missed out on vacations and times with friends to do shows. John, that's the thing. There is always a price to be paid for everything. And when we are chasing success, I've done this too. I've missed out on a number of times when I could visit with friends. I've, been in the area, but I've been, of other friends who I don't see that often, but because I'm doing a show, I can't see them. And I can't exactly say, hey, pay somebody $5 and we'll talk for 10 minutes. That doesn't work. That's not really kind. but I think, John, the time is to reassess and prioritize. I think, if you don't mind me saying so, I think it's because it's bothering you, it needs to be addressed. And I think you're well on your way, taking a step back and taking a hard look at these things. Uh, you're so good at it though, John. I'd like to see you get back. I think maybe it is a hiatus and time to recharge. So, whatever it is, man, you have our support. Seriously. And Magi Jake says my hair is so short, I look like Curly. Oh my God, what did you do to yourself? I gotta take a look at that if you photographed it. And I'm just gonna focus on print and prose, maybe even returning from podcasting. I just don't care anymore, John. We all have those times, and I know you don't need a sermon from me. I've been there too. I get there. I return every now and then, but you've got a lot to offer, John. And I hope you take the time and prioritize, and you get that mojo back, man, because the world needs Big Daddy Cool. It really does. And retiring, I thought it was retiring. Okay, retiring from podcasting. Take your time, John. Do what's right for you. Look out for John. All right. And we'll look out for you too. And gotta have priorities, John. Be good for you. Seriously. And Trevor Hawkins says, I can relate, John. That's it. It sometimes feels like we're so alone in a lot of this, but we aren't. There's a lot of people in the same boat. And thank goodness they made a block button, says Magi Jake Lindsay. Yeah, no kidding. Mine's certainly got a workout. It's got definition in its muscles now. And I've seen gloating, says Luke Stone Studios, several unfriended folks and a few fellow creators who won't be getting their name next to mine on any projects. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's like, you see how little I talk about it. I've talked about the election, but I don't talk much about the people in it. And I think people who know me well know who I voted for. And I'm not going to say on the air. And it's past us now. But the fact is I voted, and that's what I feel good about. Getting out there and exercising, not just my right, but my duty to this country. I've never served in the armed services. I've never done anything I think is remotely patriotic in a positive sense. But I do vote because I've got a world to save. All right. But anyway, Luke, I'm sorry you got to see that sort of nonsense, but I'm glad you're with us, and I'm glad you got the right priorities. And in fact, check out Luke Stone's personal page. I go there frequently. And I don't always leave a comment or a like or anything, but I do go there to get my psychic batteries recharged. You are a blessing, Luke Stone. You really are. And I just can't stomach people's negativity. I've got a, real low tolerance for it. And, I find, and I'm not looking for it, but I find it all too frequently, like people who, I can't get ahead in my career because of fill in the demographic. And it's not always race or creed, but it's also age. It can be gender. If you start saying, I can't get ahead of because of old white men. Well, being an old white man myself, or old white hetero men, that's usually an unfriending sort of thing. And I've unfollowed a number of people that I genuinely care about, but that sort of bigotry I don't need in my life. Robert Beatty says, I may not agree with your political views, but I will always support you, my friend, no matter what. Hey, and Robert, you and I are not 100% on some things, although we are awful close on your governor. But the fact is we can discuss it like humans and respect the other person's point of view, and you don't have to agree with it. All right. We can agree to disagree. And if you can't disagree agreeably, then hit the bricks. All right. Go find your echo chamber and spout off there. Luke, the negativity and division on social media, says John B. Pike of the Storyteller, finally got to me and I had to pull the plug. I highly recommend it. Well, I was telling somebody just a couple days ago that, partly because I was so busy helping Aaron Casey with Iowa, I did a little bit behind the scenes stuff too. Not that I'm bragging. Honestly, I'm not. But because she did the lion's share of it. Oh my God, Erin is a powerhouse. I'm so proud of her. But I didn't have time to check social media. I barely got on Instagram. I didn't really do much on Facebook because I had so much else to do. Plus, I'm taking care of Cookie. and staying off of Facebook for 24 hours just feels like a day. It just feels like a couple hours of the day spa. I'm serious. It's almost invigorating. So yeah, I think limiting social media. Just check out the Rising Tide Publications page. It's all the freaking media you need. All right, people, get your priorities straight. Magi Jake Lindsay says, "I know why 2020 is cursed. 2020 looks like Zozo, the Ouija board demon. No wonder it's cursed." Hey, Zozo was also a very, very good album by Led Zeppelin. Okay, equal time, equal time. All right, I will take Led Zeppelin any day. I loves me some Zap. Anyway, if 2020 wasn't enough of a pain, says Christian Basil, it brought up Hurricane Eta heading our way. South Florida is the proverbial punching bag. All hands brace for impact. Oh my God, yeah. Yeah, you guys, I swear to God, you guys have gotten hammered this year with all the hurricanes and stuff. You know it's bad when the hurricane, when the weather service names the hurricanes, that they now have to go to the Greek alphabet to continue the naming. OMG. And how, and having like twin hurricanes that went up the Gulf Coast a couple months ago. Holy cats. This is amazing. Yeah, 2020 has turned into a Michael Bay film. And we still have a month and a half left to go. We didn't get that meteor strike. I don't think we got that meteor strike that was supposed to hit the day before the election, did we? Damn. I guess. Well, if we get Alexa rising up to kill us, I think I fill a line in my bingo card, I believe. But anyway, we'll get through it together, brother. We will get through it together. And don't forget to tip the host. Thank you, Magi Jake Lindsay, for reminding me of that. And I will put that banner up there. Thank you, Magi Jake. You are such a help. You really are. And I mean that sincerely. But anyway, check out we have a tip jar that all contributions to it go to the look of our books and our media here. And we're going to be posting some fresh content pretty soon. In fact, we are going to post soon the video that ran during HalloCon and Imagine Other Worlds with Authors, where we talk about why you should be a broadcaster if you want to promote yourself and how to do your broadcasting better, in my opinion. So, and it's just my opinion, so take it for what it is. And we got cool people. I gotta catch up, man. I've been talking too much this morning. I'm sorry, people. But I gotta find out. Okay, there I am. I misplaced Magi Jake there. But anyway, please check out our tip jar at paypal.me/Rising Tide BKM. All contributions will be gratefully and privately acknowledged. We're not going to embarrass you in public. That's what we have a Patreon page for. But anyway, and please check out our Patreon page, where just $1 a month will get your name mentioned in all of our productions. And we're going to include a card with our Patreon subscribers for here. Plus, they're getting sneak peeks at a brand new book I'm writing. In fact, it's part of my NaNoWriMo project, tentatively called Ebony Terror, but I am going to change the name. I am not a big fan of that name anymore. But it's been quite an experience. And oops, I just spilled some coffee. Missed me though. Anyway, I got some coconut milk in my coffee, some condensed coconut milk, and it's good stuff. I got it at Walmart, by the way. And by the way, Carl, our local Walmart carried the dark the black Kraken. Had a big display of it, and yes, I got another bottle. I am so happy. But anyway, Magi Jake Lindsay says, "Don't forget to tip the host," and the host appreciates it when you do. Thank you very much. And so many people are leaving Facebook and going to Parler, says Bill Sarton, that their system is temporarily crashed. I don't plan on leaving, but having a backup is smart in case Facebook implodes after the lawsuits against Zuckerberg, especially the facial recognition one. Social media is going to be going through a change, I think, in 2021. I've heard of Parler. I've not gone there. Bill, could you PM me a link to remind me? I'll check it out. I'm also on another site here, MeWe, but I don't do a thing about. I don't really do much on MeWe. But many of my friends are there. It's kind of like Facebook was about 15 years ago in format. It's a lot easier to navigate. and I've got my share of Russian bots following me on there. But anyway, if you're on MeWe, please look for Brian K. Morris. I'd love to friend you on there, okay? But I'll check out Parler too. It's good to have a backup. I agree with you, Bill Sarn and Magi Jake. And Christian Basil, the issue I posted on Carl's site. The only person who got offended was Facebook. Said I posted a picture of a sexual nature and nudity, and I got flagged and appealed. It had neither. Since when did feet become nudity? You'll hate the beach, Facebook. Anyway, last straw, Facebook. Now for business, open Parlor account. Well, Christian, if you're going to Parlor, I definitely want to check it out. Maybe they got a foot fetishist bot. I wouldn't doubt that they've got bots for different offenses. It's like, oh my God, we need, we're going to consult a foot fetishist and get their input so that we can program the bots accordingly. Mine would probably shut down about 90% of the accounts on Facebook or encourage more of the same. So yeah, that's not. I got flagged for something too. And it was something I said to a friend in joke, and it was phrased as a joke. And my friend would have understood, but the Facebook would not let me post it. And I don't even remember what it was about now, but that strike's still on my channel, and I have appealed it, and nothing was done. I didn't even get a notice that they had seen it, my appeal. So, Facebook's got a long way to go. It's come a long way, but it's the more we find out it can do and has done to us, the more it needs to do to the police itself. Brian Winslow says Black Widow, May 7th, 2021. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, July 9th, 2021. The Eternals on November 5th, 2021. Untitled Spider-Man, Far From Home sequel, December 17th, 2021. Thor, Love and Thunder, February 11th, 2022. And Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, March 25th, 2022. Those, yeah, I always wondered, what if Marvel could release those films on a quarterly or bi-monthly basis? It'd be like a real comic book. And that in 2 months, you go into the theater because there's a new Marvel film going. Maybe Marvel should, although I'd probably run into antitrust laws, I wonder if Marvel would find it viable to buy movie theaters that show just their films. Just a thought, And Willow Schuyler says, can't say no to them therapeutic butt rubs. Well, Willow, when I meet you, these hands are magic. They're curing Cookie. They brought her pain level down from a 7 to a 3. Just saying, if anything hurts, I'm your man. Anyway, Trevor Hawkins says, I just had to say Christian's Paul McGann broadcast was exceptional. And Trevor is a Whovian par excellence, and Trevor knows his Who. And so you just got complimented, Christian Basil. Everyone, please check out The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS on Facebook and on the web as part of the Hanging with Web network. Anyway, Christian does a great job on his show, and tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central Time, I will be appearing on The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS once more, against all odds. And we're going to talk about holidays and the Doctor. It's going to be a lot of fun. And, hey there, author Michaela Jade, says Christian Basil. And Rick Bradley says, good morning, Nevermorians. Good morning to you, my friend. Christian Basil says, that's right, Brian. Facebook.com/The Traveling TARDIS. Tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Eastern, live episode, I Want a Doctor Who special for, you get the privilege of sitting with Chris What? To quote David Tennant, what? You get the privilege of sitting with Chris Chibnall. He wants to do a holiday special. It's not Christmas. In this highly interactive panel, you get to say what holiday gets a special. Oh, seriously? Is he appearing? Oh my God. If he is, turn off my mic, man. I'll fanboy, I swear to God. And speaking of fanboys, I'm a fanboy for Rebel Gaming. Kevin Nash, the wrestler? No, if only. But Larry, it's good to see you. Good morning, my friend. Check out Rebel Gaming on YouTube. I always go there. And if sometimes you see a like on there, Larry, just appearing out of nowhere, it's me. I when I'm on late, and I always check out what you got to say, and I hang out for a few minutes. It's just that sometimes I have nothing to contribute, and believe it or not, I will shut up every now and then. I know. I wait till you're all sitting down. But anyway, it's good to see you. Check out Rebel Gaming, and please subscribe to that channel on YouTube. It is a lot of entertainment there. So traveling cross country, are you? Asks Rick Bradley. Be careful where you stop in Eden Falls for a slice of apple pie. You might find yourself lost in the woods, chased by trees and ancient evils. Order the introduction to Rick Bradley's Eden Falls trilogy, Marvin's Night Out, right now on Amazon in paperback and digital format. Check it out. You'll be glad you did. And check out Joe Bachman. Good to see you, morning, my friend. Pardon me. Happy Monday morning, everyone. Later this week, God willing, and the creek don't rise, and he'll be posting some wooden Christmas tree ornaments on the Burning is Love page on Facebook. Some will have pre-made designs, and others will be customizable with names. Check out the work of Joe Bachman. Wood burning is quite an art form. It really is. And I love seeing what this guy does. So please check out The Burning is Love. It is great. And speaking of great, there's Rick Bradley saying on a dare, Sam explores an old house that supposedly was the scene of the grisly murder of a family. He found a little blue marble for proof he was there. After getting home and shining the marble under his light, faces could be seen. Faces in horrible pain. But that's just his imagination, right? Find out in Rick Bradley's first published work, The Marble, in the horror anthology The Nightmare Collective. You can pick that up on Amazon, edited by Jennifer Thompson from Neil Leaf Press. Good stuff. And Rick, says Charles Millhouse. Or it's more like Rick. And, maybe Rick will wind up on the December 2nd episode of Clever Title Pending. You never know. It depends on Charles F. Millhouse, who I'm letting produce the episode. And John B. Pike, the storyteller, says, I think I'm going to finish up the webcomic, the final volume of Tales of the Decoverse, and then I'm done. Going to focus on travel and being with friends, all that I've missed over 30 years. John, I'm going to propose something to you. Figure out a way you can do both. Maybe a little less of one, but more of the stuff you've missed out on. It's never too late. And you've got so many fans. The world needs a creative force like you, John. It really does. I don't want to see you give it up. I don't mind if you want to do it in moderation, but I don't think you can stop any more than I can. But John, whatever you decide, brother, we stand with you, all right? And we'll support you. And what do you think of my comic strip? Asked Philip Thompson. I like it. It makes me happy to see that. It really does. And the fact that you're doing it on a regular basis pleases me also. Plus the fact you do such a great job on the art. So seriously, Philip Thompson, check him out on Instagram. He is great. And Brian Weisloff, here's the upcoming Reels and Heels schedule. If any of you would like to add your voice to any of these topics, please let us know. November 7th will be family films. The 14th will be military movies and TV shows. November 21st will be 30 Years of The Undertaker. December 5th will be Christmas movies. December 12th will be famous movies and TV vehicles. December 19th will be famous spaceships. And December 26th, the Reels and Heels 2020 retrospective. Very, very cool. Check it out. Saturdays at 2:15 p.m. on Facebook and other environments. You will love that show. You need to check it out. And Michaela Jade says, edits are finishing up on Warriors Trust. I've sucked on NaNoWriMo. Shut up, Christian. But it's about to go down, as they say. Shut up, Christian. I'm finished with the day job, so writing is full-time now. That's what I love to see, Michaela. Looking forward to some great stuff from you. And speaking of great stuff, there she is, author Kathy Jackson. Mwah! Good morning, everyone. Good morning to you, Kathy. Check out the books of Kathy Jackson. Inspirational romance with a little taste of spice in them. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Anyway, please check out Yours to Love and Jericho's Walls and other great stories on Amazon by Kathy Jackson. Love you, Kathy. Glad you're here. On a scale of 1 to 10, how annoying will I be if I continue asking for advice on Kickstarter or how to build an online following? Grant, about a -4. I love talking and stuff. In fact, Grant, if you want to open up a direct dialogue with me on Facebook Messenger, I'm available, man. I can tell you, I can't tell you how to get like Christian Basil level following on Facebook. I can get you up to my level. That's the only, it's like, it gets me all these people who say, oh, I guarantee I'll tell you how to become a best-selling author. I'll tell you how to become, the artist on X-Men. I'll tell you how to run a 7-figure Kickstarter campaign. That's bull. Keanu Reeves hasn't called me yet to tell me how to do over $1 million on my comic book on Kickstarter yet. Okay, I don't anticipate it unless that was that call I missed earlier on the show. Unless he's calling from Indiana. But anyway, you know, but the thing is, and I'm going to be starting to do some instructional videos because I want to share what I know while I can. And I can't promise to get you to my level, but I might be able to help you level up from where you are. And that's the whole point. But anyway, Grant, feel free to contact me anytime, Grant. You're a great guy. I like talking to you. The questions you've been asking have been very good ones. And they have shown a progression because when we all start out, we know so little about any subject that we don't know the questions to ask. So you build your base of knowledge, and then you become able to ask more incisive questions. I see your journey. I see your progress, Grant. I want to help you continue that. Carl Witzman from YouTube says, now we know where Brian is rubbing cookie soreness. It brings a whole new meaning to hashtag bring cookie home. Covfefe. I only look stupid, Carl. I know what I'm doing. Amy Hale says, plot twist, sudden schedule change, and I now have to go into town, so listening as I take a shower. Carl Witzman, in advance, Carl Witzman, Christian Basil, report to HR, meet Brian K. Morris there. Anyway, and good, Michaela, yes, says Carl Witzman. And Rick Bradley says, Eric Marshall is a reporter from the big city of New York, assigned a story in the little town of Murfreesboro, Illinois. I will vouch, that's a small town. He is in for an unexpected adventure. Read The Mighty Mud Monster of Murfreesboro, Illinois, in Tales of the Weird and Strange on Amazon, edited by Lawrence Everett and published by Stormgate Press. Check out that book. I've got my copy. I haven't read it yet, though. It is going to be good. I should have brought it to have you sign, my man. Anyway, Magi Jake Lindsay says, guess the movie these lyrics are from. Eastbound and down, loaded up in trucking. We're going to do what they say we can't get done. I know the song. I know who wrote it. Let's see if anyone else knows that one too. And Teresa Dunn says, I will be collaborating with Patricia Tiffany Morris, writing poetry for her Scribblers Poetry Journals. I will be sharing some of my poetry to her journals. Well, good for you. Patricia was on our Ask an Author yesterday in our audience, and she was playing the role of Cindy Kep very admirably. She had some great comments and some fantastic questions. So if you missed that, please check out the rerun on the Writers Room on Facebook. Really, some really terrific programming happened this weekend. And we'd love for you to check it out. And anyway, Teresa, that is good news. Good for you. That is so awesome. And good morning from Heather Ellen. Mwah, so glad to see you, darling. Hope you are having a wonderful, wonderful morning. So good to see you. And Grant Lankard says, the good news is that the election is over. No kidding. The bad news is that I have no excuse to not get any work done. Well, it's funny. I mentioned it over the weekend. It's like when they announced that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris had won the election, the presidential election. Before then, I'd been writing like 200 to 500 words for my NaNoWriMo. And I just sat down that afternoon and I cranked out 2,000 words. I haven't done that in ages, but it was such a psychic relief to have that not hanging over our heads. And I've been averaging about 15 to 1,800 words since. I mean, I've made up a lot of ground. And today I'm hoping to get back on track with NaNoWriMo. If you go to nanowrimo.org, there is a graph that when you input your progress for the day, it shows you where you should be. Like, here's where I should be. And I'm kind of like this, but I'm getting closer. So I'm thinking the next day or two, I should be back on track and maybe even ahead if my current progress continues. But anyway, folks, stay creative, man. This is how we're going to get through it. And we're going to have product for 2021 when things line up. It will line up in 21. I am going to predict that. Check out all the neat things happening at stormgatepress.com with Charles F. Millhouse. Interviews, blogs. Charles, keep on me about the blog, please. I will try to get that done for you this week. But anyway, good stuff on Stormgate Press. And Charles is expanding his operations with other authors. Please check out what he's doing, especially Pulp Reality #1, premiering December 1st. And also definitely be ready for December 1st for Stormgate Press. Pulp Reality #1, says Rick Bradley, who would know he's in that book. My story, Mercury Rises, has dinosaurs in space. Who couldn't love dinosaurs in space? Along with many other amazing stories that will take you away from this world for at least a moment. And I'm excited because Bobby Nash is writing or has written a fantastic story, I'm sure, featuring his own creation, Sky Ranger, teaming up with Charles F. Millhouse's Captain Hawkland. And in fact, I have written a brand new Captain Hawkland story, and I had so much fun doing it that we hope you'll have as much fun reading it. And Brian Wensloff says, Smokey and the Bandit. That's right. Sung by Jerry Reed. The late great Jerry Reed. And Rick Bradley says, come and check out his author page, Rick Bradley's author page on R Bradley 42. He wants to see you there. Don't let this boy down. He posts some funny things and updates to his upcoming projects. And also check out authorrickbradley.com on the interwebs. John B. Pike, a storyteller, says, in regards to COVID, I now have the vaccine. I just got it the hard way. Yeah, the only thing worse might have, well, no, it would have been slightly better, probably even just to get as an enema. It's probably feeling like an enema right now. John, we're glad you're with us, man. We're glad you fought back. Seriously. And on Friday, I won Battle of the Nerds, says Willow Schuyler. So much for spoiler alerts. It was Sean Connery movie trivia. Uh-oh, what? And who doesn't love Sean Connery enough to know every film he did? I sat through Zardos just because I liked him. Anyway, check out Nerd Culture's page for all their great videos on It's Nerd Culture on Facebook. Congratulations, Willow Schuyler. Way to represent the Nevermorians. Good for you. Magi Jake Lindsay says, I'm immune to it because my dad had the virus and I've had a 94.3 temperature the last month. 94.3, I think, is one of the radio stations out of Indianapolis for Bob and Tom. Anyway, well, I hope you're right. I hope you're right. But just the same, I would still get a vaccination when it is available. You know, you probably have bought yourself some time. I have a feeling I have had it. Maybe an asymptomatic case, because I've been exposed to it a couple other times, and I didn't catch it. Of course, you know, one time was very briefly, so I don't know. Doing okay, honey?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Did you get that thing straightened out?
We can't do it there. We have to do it someplace else.
Okay, we'll do it someplace else then. We're trying to get our flu shots, so maybe at the clinic.
Oh, we can do that. CVS.
Oh.
Rite Aid, Walgreens, Walmart.
Well, we gotta go out to Walgreens anyway.
Yeah.
Get you some more butt rub.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, CM Davenport, haven't talked to you in ages, brother. Good morning, Brian. CM, good to see you. Hope you're all as well. Man, this is a morning for people coming back into the fold here. Glad to see you. How have you been? How's everything going? Please put in links to your work, everyone, all right? And Brian Westhoff plays We Are the Champions by Queen. I hear you. That's a great song. That's a good pick-me-up song. Grant Lankert says, explain this if it makes sense to you. Everyone's acting like we have Miley Cyrus under control, and the numbers are higher now than they were in March when everyone was acting like the world was coming to an end. Well, there have been people that have denied it, just like there are people that deny that the earth is round, that the Constitution and traffic laws apply to everyone. You know, whom I follow because I'm a big fan of Schadenfreude. Yeah, but there's always going to be idiots, okay? The Bible says that the poor will always be with us. They forgot to add idiots. These are the people who think that just because somebody is dying from something on the other side of the planet that they can't catch it. And that... you know, that if they expose themselves to it, they'll survive. This hasn't always been the case, you stupid Purdue University students, you. And you know what I'm talking about. The good ones who are masking and keeping the social distancing. And, you know, it's funny that something so debilitating can be possibly prevented with such simple things. And it's, you know, and it's not just for the fact that... you know, we're saving ourselves. We're also saving each other. And that's what Rising Tide is about. If more people would be rising tide, we'd probably have this damn pandemic under control. All right. And it's, you know, and yes, you know, you can still wear a mask and catch it. John B. Pica was a guy who wore a mask and he still caught it. And then you have people who are exposed and may never know it, because they were asymptomatic. That's how little we know about this disease. So listen to the scientists. If Krypton had listened to Jor-El, you know what I'm saying? And Cookie mocks me with her laughter. What?
I mock you anyways.
Oh, that's true. You do. Anyway, moving on with your comments, your great comments. Bless Kamiko's heart and every other part of her, too, of course. Yeah, and she made sure I had all the sweet tea I could handle. And every time I turned around, she was like, well, would you like an appetizer with that? Would you like some salad? And it's like, it's Kamiko. I can refuse her nothing. And Brian Wentzloff says, without Facebook, I wouldn't have met all of you. See, now that's the value of social media. And I will say that social media is good because during this whole thing, how have we stayed in touch with each other? And Brian and I are, good friends. And, otherwise, you're right. Without Facebook, without social media, how would we have met? How many of you would I have never met if I wasn't on here doing this or on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or anywhere? It's a community. It's another way to communicate. It'll never replace face-to-face and shouldn't. But anyway, I agree with you about Twitter. I've been on Twitter for 2 months only to promote my work, and I hate every minute of it. Yeah. And right now it is so huge that it's tough to get traction with a lot of your message. But, doing something is better than doing nothing at all. And good morning, CM Davenport from Charles F. Millhouse, and saying one great writer to a great illustrator. And good morning, Charles F. Millhouse. And with Sean Connery, that's the third. Oh, you're right, Brian. Brian Wentzloff nailed it. Okay, we're through the celebrity deaths for a moment. No more till 2021, all right? 2021 has already been enough of a crap storm. Brian Wentzloff, I know the perfect host to carry it on. He has a huge love and respect for Alex and the show. Josh Makuga. I'm not really familiar with Josh. I need to check that out. Yeah, and what is it? Ken Davenport would probably make a good host too, now that I think about it. CM Davenport says, just wanted to shamelessly plug my new comic book, The Family Orbits. You can order it here. We'll shamelessly plug away. Shame is nothing we have unless we've done something evil. But anyway, naughtiness and promotion is encouraged here. Willow Skyler says, I'd accept Ben Stein as a replacement for Trebek. Oh my God, what a great idea. I loved Ben Stein's Money back in the day. What a fun show. I'd tune into that. I really would. That's a great suggestion, Willow. And there he is, the man of the weekend, Joe McKeel from Stupid O'Clock. Glad to see you. It says, I just removed a question from my page because instead of creating a discussion, it became troll bait. Now there is a polite explanation on my page. And the funny thing is, I love the statement you made that caused a little bit of a kerfluffle over the weekend. I read that to Cookie, and she howled with laughter. Thought that was so clever. And Joe, I think, wins the internet for a long, long time for comparing this year or the election rather, the presidential election as a battle between Creed and Nickelback. So, it's like we're not really coming out ahead on this one. It's not like Queen versus the Beatles or anything. So anyway, Joe McKeel, glad to see you here. Stupid O'Clock Thursday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern and 11 p.m. Saturday. Had a blast on Saturday's show. Didn't see your invitation to join in time, unfortunately, but even just hanging out in the crowd and heckling you guys is a lot of fun for me. But I will come back. I will come back, Joe. I do want to be on the show again because I have such a good time. You guys are so good to me. And Charles F. Millhouse says the contributor copies of Pulp Reality #1 are shipping. It's been a long time coming. Oh yeah, and what is it? Oh God, Amazon used to be our best friend. Now it's turned on us like a rabid dog. For a while, contributor copies, we as authors, we can get our work at a wholesale discount so that we can sell them in person and make some cash. But what they've been doing, Amazon's been doing, is sending them. Like you order 50 copies, you'll get 50 envelopes. They send them one at a time. It's like, what in the heck? So, no wonder this is so hard. Anyway, that's what she said. Anyway, Grant Lankard says, I wish that I could support the channel financially, but I'm out of work until the COVID thing is under control. If I know when any kind of stimulus was coming in, I wouldn't be worried, but that's not coming. Not a political statement. Democrats and Republicans screwed that up. Grant, that is not political at all. It is a fact that because they could not agree and because they politicized what could have been another bit of help for the American public, they screwed us over. Remember that in November. Remember that. I did. I remember that when I went to the poll. But anyway, no. And as far as my Patreon, I ask no one to support me, even at $1 a month, if it creates a financial burden. But what you can do is when I do post something about my Patreon page, if you share it, that helps me so much too. That really does. Sharing a Kickstarter campaign, such as the one Charles D. Moisant has right now for the Haunting Tales of Bachelor's Grove comic book #2, in which I write 2 of the stories in it. Even though my name is misspelled on the cover. Uh, uh, Not a good look. Anyway, but yeah, just supporting people by sharing their message helps so much, Grant. It really does. And the thing is, when you support other people, people will support you too. There is a law of attraction. I don't believe it to be fake. That when you do good things, when you put out the positive energy and you work for others, you'll inspire people to work for you as well. And it's not just out of, quid pro quo kind of thing, a popular phrase from a few months ago, but I think it's just genuinely sending out your energy and having it return to you with blessings attached. All right. So, Grant, I think if I give you any sort of advice, that's the way to go. Rick Bradley says, now the celebrity property skits on SNL are sad as well as hilarious. Those were the best skits ever. Yeah, I love the Jeopardy based ones. Those are hilarious, which is not a word I use with Saturday Night Live too often anymore. Anyway, Eric Hawkins says, oh, you really don't pay attention to social media. The winning side, including elected officials, are already calling to get the info on anyone who voted for the losing side and making them pay for voting. Times are becoming very interesting. Yeah, I think it's happened a couple times in recent years. Fortunately, there are privacy issues involved. And if I find a politician, who, even if they were on my side looking for that sort of thing, guess who I'm voting against next time? I did not go into the polls this year looking to get to have many incumbents keep their jobs. Let's say that. I agree with George Washington. It should be political positions should be unpaid. And I totally support term limits for all offices. I really do. Even dog catcher. Charles Millhouse says CM Davenport published his first comic book through Stormgate Press called The Family Orbits, and you can check it out there. That's going to be so cool. And I'm sure Charles will be bringing some copies when we do our live signing in Kokomo, Indiana, on December. I've got the wrong month here. December 12th, I believe it is. Yes, December 12th. Check it out from 12 to 4 at Comics Cubed and or possibly another bookstore on Geek Street in Lafayette. There is a beautiful block in downtown Lafayette. There's a beautiful Irish pub across the way, as well as a row of shops where Comics Cubed is on one corner, and then heading west, you have like a toy store, all toys, all music, all books, and all kinds of really cool stuff on that street. It's a beautiful street, and I love it. And there we go. Nick Tucker says, in memoriam to Brian K. Morris after mouthing off to Cookie.
Yeah, you'll need that.
Yeah. There'll be nothing left of me but the memory and a fine red mist. Anyway, stupid chubby fingers, baldness. There, I said it, says Charles at Millhouse. I knew you'd spit it out eventually. Anyway, Carl Winston said, every time I hear the phrase gender fluid, sadly, I pictured the floor of the art theater, Brian. The art theater was it started out as a general theater on, was it University Avenue in downtown Champaign, Illinois, the home of the Fighting Illini. And then sometime in the 70s, it turned into an adult entertainment theater, which I lived 2 blocks from and frequented a lot when I just moved there and was incredibly single, and it would be no mystery why. I would never walk through that place barefooted. Probably even now, after it hasn't been an adult theater in probably 20 years. There's probably still enough DNA on that floor that even steam cleaning can't take out. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, there's a lot of gender fluid there, and the old Illini theater. I can tell some stories, but not on here. Not about me, thank God. And Brian Rensloff says Grant Morrison is one of the greats of the past 20 years. I agree. He's a sensational writer. We've got a lot of great writers from Britain, like him, Alan Moore, uh, and I just now Jamie Delano, Steve Moore, uh, uh, Alan Grant, um, and I think Al Ewing is British too, because I saw he had written Judge Dredd a while back, and I love Judge Dredd. Anyway, Grant Lankard says, "I don't know how many more years I got on this planet. I want to get weird with it." A quote from Danny DeVito. I love that. I love that. And I also want to quote that makes me want to quote the Planetary comic book series by Warren Ellis. It's a weird world out there. Let's keep it that way. Anyway, thank you for that, Grant. And Rick Riley, I'll be on that clever title pending. I can't wait to get my copies in of Pulp Reality. Me too. It's going to be so much fun. And John B. Pike of The Storyteller says, okay, gang, gotta run, gotta do some ACA enrollments. Well, if that's your idea of fun, John, actually, it's his idea of his day job. Anyway, John, glad you were here. Thank you for checking in. I was going to look you up later. And good luck, man. Keep us posted and stay in touch with all your Nevermorians because you got support here, brother. You got that? All right. Nick Tucker says, if you ever need any dose of black cherry flavored jet fuel powered rant, let me know. Nick, you were on Clever Title Pending last Tuesday on November 3rd, and you were awesome. People are still talking about it in a positive way, and it's fun to watch probably the only person with more energy than me. It's amazing. And Christian Basil, you want me to stimulate other people? Michaela, yeah. Video or it didn't happen. John B. Pica says Christian Basil, and I hope John is listening to this. Trust me on this. I've lost how many times I wanted to close the door on the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS and throw the key away. Brian's right. You have to find the love. Ask yourself why you did it and focus. Yeah. Seriously. And he continues, your health is paramount and glad you're doing better, but I've been down that dark road many a time, John. It's easy to throw in the towel. Focus on why you started in the first place and continuing. You'll see the path again, and all the other stuff that gets in your way was just trivial. Focus on the people who love what you do, and you always had the support of the Nevermorians. Do some screen captures, people. Christian just nailed it right there and then. And, there are times, we all get those times when we're asking ourselves, why in the hell are we doing this? Why are we doing what we do? And then you find your community and you get the reminder why. And a lot of us it makes me want to work all the harder to make sure I stay with this great group. And Bill Sarn says, in response to John B. Pica concerning his dilemma, I highly recommend prayers and having faith that God will direct you and keep you safe. I'm sure that Luke Stone, Magi Jake Lindsay, and many others will agree that prayer is not only a comfort, but also the answer. We just have to listen. I agree completely. So agree, man. Thank you, Bill Sarden. And Luke Stone, I've mostly stepped away from social media. I'm far too busy drawing and creating to mess with all that. Yeah, seriously. And Luke's got another answer here. Fill your life with art. Create it. All right. Creativity is, I believe it's as close to a godly act as many of us are going to come. And you're creating something that other people will enjoy. And I'm not even talking about profit here. I'm talking about you'll have the satisfaction of creating things that no one else can. Even just starting puts you light years ahead of a lot of people who say, I'd love to be an author. I'd love to be an artist. I'd love to be a podcaster or a Facebook famous broadcaster. I'm working on being YouTube famous now too. But so many people just talk about it and never do it. I have a saying here on the wall. I can't turn it because it shows what a mess my office is. But it's a Michael Jordan phrase, I believe. It says, you miss all the shots you don't take. And anyone who just talks up about being a creative force and never does anything is lying. Okay? And lying is a sin. But when you at least try, you're already closer to getting it done and finishing it, even if it's crap. You're still light years ahead of everyone else. So don't stop, and don't stop bettering what you do and how and the people you do it with. I am blessed to have the Nevermorians. We are blessed to have each other. And Cindy kept lurker mode suspended. Glad to see that. You're probably back to work already because I'm that far behind. But Cindy, thank you for being on my panel yesterday. You were fantastic as always. And Cindy was a great interrogator during the first Ask a Author session. I'm just sorry we couldn't get to all the questions. You had such great ones. But I'm gonna do screen captures and get all of them. So for next time, I'll have them in reserve for my show. But anyway, check out the work of Cindy Kepp, CKOEPP.com, and sign up for her brand new newsletter that'll be coming out in a week or two. And it's a great read. You will so love it. Also, check out her work on Amazon and on bearpublications.com, especially her new one, Animalize, soon to be a graphic novel. And John B. Pica, Kathy Jackson, my beloved Kathy Jackson, says, it is all about finding a balance. For instance, we have 4 children. 3 people in our family work outside the home. 1 person is a full-time remote schooler, and I'm asked to be at cons or an author has a signing nearby. I've got to figure out what's best for family first, then make the decision to go or not. My children and Matthew Madkelt Jackson are super supportive, and that makes a big difference. It's okay to say no and miss the thing we need to do. On the other hand, and she continues, I'm sure, and we'll find that place because we just shot past everything. Anyway, it cut you off at the end there, darling. I would love for you to finish that statement there. I really would. But Kathy Jackson has the right idea. You got to figure out your priorities and figure out what you can delay. There's such a thing as delayed gratification, people. What you can delay, what you can put off to advance your standing in your community just a little, whatever that community is, and then come back to it. I've missed out on things in the past, and I don't allow myself to regret it, but it makes me appreciate the ones I can get to all the more. And like Kathy says, you have to prioritize. Faith is important to a lot of people. Family is important to a lot of people. And if your career is more important than anything, then God bless you, as long as you're doing it in a positive way, in a rising tide way. But anyway, the thing is, we're here for each other, and that's what keeps me doing this 8 hours a week, folks. And prayer is the answer, my friends. Magi Jake, you got the answer right there. I agree with you. And if you need a break from social media, check out Brian Morris's work on Smashwords. Cindy Kepp is becoming the queen of the segue here. Thank you, Cindy Kepp. CKOEPP.com. And you're going to see her trailer at the end of the show. Please check it out. You'll be glad. Robert Beatty, I've been busy putting up the Christmas display. The outpouring support from the community has been so rewarding. I'm glad to hear that. I had a school bus driver stop this morning just to thank me and to tell me she has to bring her kids by twice a day. Oh, Robert, man, that's got to put a grin on your face. It's working on mine. And Cindy Kepp also follows up with, to extend that break from social media, check out the work of Brian K. Morris on Amazon. Thank you so much. Please check out what we do there. And check out, again, Cindy Kepp on Amazon, too. She's got a lot of entertainment going there. And Carl Westman, I blame our friend Joe McKeel for teasing his Alexa so much for the upcoming robot apocalypse. Yeah, seriously. And mine may join in too. My Cookie's Kindle didn't know it, suddenly got drafted to serve as part of the bridge crew on the Enterprise. So funny stuff, though. Grant Lankard says, I will be posting new panels for my comic book, Beowulf, on my Facebook page this week. If you're interested, friend Grant Lankard. Support this guy. He's an upcoming creator, and we need up-and-coming creators and turn them into seasoned, bitter, cynical pros like me. But anyway, no, seriously, Grant Lankard. Grant, please share that on the Rising Tide Publications page. You have permission, my friend. And Brian Winslow, virtual hugs from Cindy Kepp. Yes, much love from all of us to Brian Winslow. Please keep him in your prayers and good thoughts. And there was a time, says Robert Bay, when you could be friends no matter who you voted for. We need those days again. We do. And Joe McKeel says, still here, not a chatty Kathy today. Joe, you do enough chatting on the weekend. We understand just taking a break. See, that's the way I am on Stupid O'Clock, that sometimes I tune in and it's like I've had a day. and I just want to listen to you guys be fun. And you never disappoint. That stupid o'clock Thursday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. Eastern on Saturday nights. A great show. You will love it. It's a fun show. Cookie was enjoying it too. And John B. Pica, it's good to reassess our paths from time to time, says Cindy Kep. May your new path bring you joy and success. That's true. And that's a good point. Joy and success don't have to be mutually exclusive. Seriously. And Joe McKeel can't even make a joke. Joe, we'll take the burden for you, man. We'll make all the jokes you need. All right, Joe. Hope everything is well with you this morning. Love you, brother. And I'm already selling books on Parlor, says Luke Stone. I need to check out Parlor too. I'm writing that down. Check out Parlor. Okay. Yeah, I haven't really looked into that. I get distracted, Luke. Can you imagine it? Oh, and I found my Amy Hale pen. I wondered where it went. Amy Hale. Short and sassy storyteller. And there's her link. See what cool swag this is? It's a beautiful pen. Feels good in your hand. And it has that little tip there for doing your social media on your phone if you got big fat fingers like me. So anyway, I found my Amy Hale pen again. I am a happy boy. And Cindy Kep says, #bring Cookie home. Thank you, Cindy Kep. Thank you so much. And I have MeWe and Parlor accounts, but I haven't done much with either yet. Yeah, I've done minimally with. I've got a MeWe account now. We're friends on there, I believe. But I'm gonna have to check out Parlor now too, because yeah, Facebook is turning into such a disaster area that FEMA ought to have an account there. Cindy Kep says, sign up for Rising Tide's newsletter. Is the bomb diggity? And if Cindy Kep says so, thus it is so. Check it out. We have we come out the first of every month, so to speak. And we have special videos, special offers, and all kinds of really cool motivation, education, and inspiration that I think you'll like. And we try to make it fun. We try to, Cindy Kep's is incredible fun. It really is. Plus, we have 2 secret links. Yes, 2 secret links every month. Last month, we had one on a new, it was kind of a fun demonstration of marble racing, which I'm a big fan of. Marble racing is so much fun, and I really get into it. In fact, I was watching it this weekend with Cookie, and she's like, "Wow, I get it." But they had a great demonstration of marble racing, a beautiful, elaborate track, a 10-minute video that I just found riveting. So I don't post marble race videos every month, but we try to find something fun. We've had some different stuff in there that I think people will find very interesting. So you need to sign up for my newsletter and for Cindy Kep's. You can go to risingtide.pub and sign up there. Or if you have Facebook Messenger, send me your email address. I promise I do not sell my list. In fact, I have turned down offers to buy my mailing list. I have turned each and every one down. And because I made a promise to you that I won't do it. I don't trade it. I don't give it away. I don't barter it. It's mine, all mine. Mine. Okay. And you get a great newsletter in return. So sign up for mine. Sign up for Cindy Kep's at CKOEPP.com. All right. You'll have 2 great newsletters. Anyway, Willow Schuyler says this week's episode of Pillow Talk will be honoring our vets for Remembrance / Veterans Day. There will be online events taking place to honor both Canadian and American military. I hope to help promote these events so that people can help support our military. Willow Schuyler, God bless you, young lady. And again, consider the Rising Tide Publications page a resource. And by the way, just to let everyone know, that reminds me, there's going to be a special broadcast on Friday the 13th this week. I'm unclear on the time. I will make sure I find out. But Master Ron Fitzgerald will be having another live magic show. And he has got some incredible guests on. And, his first show was really, really fantastic. The next one's going to be even better. The Master of Dark Sticky Illusion, the Master of the Dark Realm itself, Master Ron Fitzgerald, a great Chicago-based illusionist, is having a show on Friday the 13th. And he's going to have various guests like, I'm blanking on the gentleman's name. He's a great actor, and I will get that name for you in time for the next broadcast. But he's also going to have Kadrolsha Ona Carol, the real-life queen of the paranormal, on his show. And there may be a certain fez-wearing ne'er-do-well on there. But anyway, please check it out. This Friday night, I think it's going to be like 7 Central Time. 7 Central Time. Master Ron Fitzgerald. Check out fitzgeraldsrealm.com for more information. And Willow Schuyler, definitely check out Willow Schuyler's broadcast. I am looking forward to that. I want to share that on my page and get you some fresh eyes on that. Brian Wensloff, I must say that all these other places will never compare to Facebook. Must be real about all this. Just like YouTube will always be the video content site. Brian, that's true. But what? 10 years ago, we were all thinking nothing could happen to MySpace. And look what it is now. It is a shadow of what it was before as far as regular person connectivity. In fact, it was like reformatted to be more of an entertainment venue, and I don't see that working much either. I'm not even sure I can access my old account anymore. But anyway, now that I'm a broadcaster, right? But anyway, never say never. There's a lot of things we thought would be around forever. Okay. Look how many, at one point we had about 24 major publishers. Now we're down to 5 major publishers. Okay. Let that sink in, kids. Nothing is eternal. All right, except Nevermorians. That's always going to be here. And Bill Sarton says, you can find the free Parler app in your app store. Unlike Facebook, they don't suppress your content, regardless of political, religious, etc. Well, is anyone doing porn on there? Then I am so there. But anyway, especially dino porn. Haven't mentioned it in ages. Syndicate Patreon. Go connect with your favorite artistic sorts. Brian K. Morris, the League of Impossibilists, the Historical Fencing Guild, S.L. Rowland, Bobby Nash, and Frozen Creek Studios, among others. And I've got a few people that we support each other too. But definitely check out Patreon. It's a great way to communicate directly with your favorite people in, I think, a more relaxed environment. Cindy Kapp and I have been having some great dialogues together lately about writing that have been fun to do. I appreciate your support, Cindy. I really do. And, it's a good, and I'm doing a lot of stuff there that because it is a daily thing, I can get news out to people faster than my monthly newsletter, obviously. And I do have a lot of stuff on there that will be Patreon exclusive. So if you want to check me out on Patreon, let's see if I got a banner for it. Let's see. There we go. Oh, actually, it's this. So anyway, patreon.com/Brian K. Morris, all one word, all lowercase, and you will be able to find me on there, or send me a direct a question via Facebook Messenger, and I will send you that link. Okay. But anyway, thank you for that, Cindy Kev. Thank you so much. And sign up for my free monthly newsletter at bit.ly/rising tide without the vowels and proper capitalization 01. All right. You can sign up directly for my my monthly newsletter. And the next issue will go out on 5 p.m. on December 1st. And we promise all kinds of cool things in it because that's what we do. Anyway, please check that out. And now let's get back to your comments, please, please, please. And let's see. Here we go. Brian Winslow and Parler. I will look for that in Patreon. Okay, we got that. And thank you, Mr. Hawkins from Christian Basil. Yeah, I think Trevor's listening to your show now. And you're very welcome, Christian. Cindy Kapp says the League of the Traveling TARDIS crossed the 40K likes line. Help them get to 50K. All things Doctor Who found here. Also, check them out tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Eastern Time when we talk about the holidays and how they relate to Doctor Who. Christian Basil says, "Trust me, if Chibnall comes on my show, I'll crap myself, especially when I'm his biggest critic." I like Chris Chibnall. I mean, he gets a lot of ragging. But I liked 42. I've actually liked his shows. I loved his work on the first 2 seasons of Torchwood, especially the second season. When it didn't sound like it had as much of an agenda. Although Chibnall does have an agenda with Doctor Who, and that's fine though. It's been working. I like his approach to the show. I find out, he's as big a geek as Russell T. Davies or Stephen Moffat. Moffat will always be my favorite, and I'm sure that's a cringeworthy statement to a number of Who fans. But But yeah, if you can get if we can get Chibnall in there, I definitely want to be on that show. Just to watch you cringe in horror as he reads your criticisms and takes you to task for it. Actually, I think he'd probably be more of a gentleman than that. He's nicer than I am, probably. And God, I love the Traveling TARDIS show, says Carl Witzman from YouTube. I agree. It's a fantastic show. If you like Doctor Who, you will love that show. It's a great, great Doctor Who show, whether you like classic or new Who. It don't matter. It's all Who. And the Historical Fencing Guild on Friday night at 7 p.m. Central on YouTube for much fun and great info. So Cindy Kep. Yeah, I'm starting to like bound between Carl's show and the Historical Fencing Guild, and it's worth it. They're both fantastic shows. And yeah, Chibnall has crimes to answer for, says Carl Witzman, but hopefully he can do better. Well, we can hope. I thought his second season of Doctor Who was a vast improvement over the first, although I liked the first one. It's just like I want the old monsters mixed in with new stuff. And the episode with Rosa Parks, that's as good as TV gets, as far as I'm concerned. And I love the one he had this year. He didn't write it, but he had Nikola Tesla and Edison on, Thomas Edison. That was a great show. I love the historical stuff. I really do. And Bill Sargent, Sarnart 76 for cool arts, says Cindy Kep, who would know because you can hire him to do your book swag, any sort of swag. Cindy had some magnets made of robots with Bill's artwork on them. They're fantastic. They were beautiful. And Christian Basil says, word burning, is that code? And do you need a pill? Well, if you are burning wood after 4 hours, please consult a physician immediately, okay? And Chibnall has a lot to answer for. No, I think he connects more often than he misses, but at least he swings at the ball when it comes across the plate. No, I like the way Who is going. I am pleased. I'm kind of sorry that he took the special off of Christmas, but moving it around isn't a bad idea. And QuadCon this weekend at Merle Hay Mall in Des Moines, Iowa. Catch Cindy Kep there for fun books and cool knitted dragons. She is an amazing, or I shouldn't say knitted so much as crocheted. There is a difference, people. My mother did both, and I had it explained to me. But anyway, please check out what Cindy does. Please show up at QuadCon. I wish I could be there, Cindy. I really do, to support you. But anyway, everyone, please, if you're in the Des Moines, Iowa area, check out Merle Hay Mall and give Cindy Kep some love and give her some money, too. All right? It makes her happy. And if you missed Imagine Other Worlds with Authors, go check out all the recordings on the Writers Room page on Facebook. Lots of interesting characters, had a lot to say. Some do crocheting and some wear fezzes, right? Anyway, Cindy was amazing this weekend. Loved the panels she was on. Made sure I caught them. And Bill Sargent says, check out the Far Out and Groovy People by clicking on Sarnart76 on Facebook for sketches and memories from yesteryear that'll make you giggle and warm your heart. So join the fun at the artwork of Bill Sargent, where everything old is new again. Matt Shore, good to see you, my friend. Good morning, Nevermorians. There's no better way to chase away those Monday blues than checking out a Kickstarter campaign that features a grizzled freelance monster hunter who hates his job. Am I right? Every job sucks. Anyway, Kickstarter, check out Matt Shore's Monster Hunter for Hire. That looks like a cool book. I'm going to have to check that out myself. Anyway, Matt, thank you for being here. And definitely, what we said in private the other day, you got permission for this campaign, dude. You do. And Grant Lankard asked Travis Gibb about Kickstarter. He's good at it, says Brian Wensloff. There's a number of people who are. Luke Stone's another one. He raised a stupid amount of money for his trade paperback of Hybrids, the Sons of Gods, which, by the way, is going to feature 2 brand new pages featured by me and the Eric Hawkins, whose coattails I'm writing. Anyway, and I'm all out of breaks this Cindy Kep. I hope your NaNoWriMo is going well. Catch up with you later. In the meantime, check out her cool webpage at ckoepp.com and sign up for her amazing newsletter while you're there. Thank you, Cindy Kep. Mwah. We'll talk to you later. I sure hope. And don't forget to tip your host, says Cindy Kep. Hi, I'm your host, Brian K. Morris. Remember, that's you can do it through patreon.com or paypal.me/risingtidebkm. Thank you. Thank you very much, Cindy. And lurker mode re-engaged. Thank you, Cindy, for being here. We appreciate you. Thank you for your everything. All right. And that's CKOEPP.com. Please check out her page and support her. She is a fantastic author. And Christian Basil says hashtag make cookie moan. What?
What?
Christian Basil has a new hashtag, make cookie moan. We were talking about rubbing your butt, the beneficial massages. Oh, Christian Basil, report to HR. Christian Basil, report to HR. What?
I was doing the moaning before you were rubbing my butt.
That's true, but you were doing happy moaning afterwards.
I was not. I was trying to breathe.
I'm glad I took your breath away, honey.
Always.
Love you, dear.
Love you.
Welcome to Wedded Blitz. Anyway, she's got the headphones on. We're safe for a little while longer. The Eric Hawkins says, did I hear someone is in the shower? Yes, you did. Amy Hale, and she's listening to us right now. Let your imaginations wander, friends. And Smokey and the Bandit, baby, says Luke Stone Studios. Luke, you win a prize. We have no idea what it is, though. Carl Wisman looking for the shocked face emoticon, Christian. And Robert Beatty says, Magi Jake, Smokey and the Bandit. Yeah, great classic song by Jerry Reed. Bill Sargent, Carl Wisman has the Green Room show, and it appears that Amy Hale may now have the shower show. Yes, where is the Facebook room for this show, Amy Hale? I'm killing this show right now to get there. And Joe McHale says, I owned a Bandit Trans Am when I got married 33 years ago. Oh my gosh, that is still cool. And Brian, are you still good for December 12th? Brian, we'll talk about that after the show, okay? And oh geez, Brian says Eric Hawkins, the Eric Hawkins, is Smokey and the Bandit. Also the song The Legend, also by Jerry Reed, from the same movie, mentions the mountain my family is from in Tennessee. Oh, I didn't know that, Eric. That is cool. And Rick Bradley says, my ex-mother-in-law was on the phone with my son and told him the schools should be reopened because the My Sharona Miley Cyrus Peter pandemic is not real. Thankfully, he didn't listen to her. He knows better. We've known too many people that had it. Yeah, me too. And, you know, I've known probably close to, or probably more than a dozen people who have caught it by now. But man, Christian Basil shares the love, saying, bite me, Winsman. And if you're lucky, Christian, he will. Anyway, Brian Wensloff says, Reels and Heels are interested in review copies of any of your work. We will review them on the show as well as our page. So direct message Brian Wensloff if you guts are interested. If you guys are interested, I hope. And yes, it's guys. Anyway, and Cthulhu Invades Oz at Kickstarter right now by Travis Gibb, says the Eric Hawkins who has work in it, and it was awesome. And Carl mocks Christian with his laughter. And Eric Hawkins Lone Wolf issue number 1 with a special print by the Eric Hawkins. You need to get that. And Brian Wensloff says, do as the Care Bears say, sharing is caring. That's true. And Joe McKeel says, I will tell you now, this country needs to just stop and take a look at the sky, take a look at the moon, take a look at the sunset, take a look at the sunrise. Take a look at the flowers. Yeah, just keep looking at the flowers. Now, who gets that one? Very good. And Bill Sargent says, Brian, don't worry a bit about your name being misspelled on the cover. I think that Brian A. Morose would be a cool author name. Yeah, Brian Morose is really kind of more apt than you think. And some days more than others. Joe McKeel says, God answers every prayer. We just have to accept that his answer is no. That's true. That's true. God is not a slot machine. We need to remember that. And don't stop believing, says from Journey. Thank you, Brian Winslow. Good advice. And so you just have to pester the hell out of him until he says yes. And good luck with that, too. What is the word? Let's see. What is the word I'm thinking of? Smiting? Oh, yeah. Joe McKeel. Way to set things up. Anyway. God is with us, John. Do ye have faith, just like he said to the sailors in the storm when he calmed it, says Magi Jake Lindsay. Very, very good. And Charles F. Millhouse, what good is living the life you've been given if all you do is stand in one place? Exactly. Inertia, it works both ways. It can either keep you in one place or it's what keeps you moving. And I am looking for a YouTube replacement, says Nick Tockard. Oh, I know a couple have tried to become a YouTube replacement, but hard telling, you know. We'll just keep looking, though. I have fewer issues with YouTube than I do with Facebook, mostly because I don't feel that YouTube is conspiring against me. And Carleen, good to hear from you, hon. Mwah. Yeah, I can remember when my brother-in-law said Betamax was the way to go and would replace VHS. I'm still laughing over that. Yeah, but the thing is, there is an active group on. I learned years ago there's an active group on eBay that what they do is they refurbish each other's machines and share parts to keep their old Betamaxes running. And there's also a type of several brands of VHS players that, when you get a VHS tape or even a DVD, that they are coded to be played in, they can be played anywhere, but some are also coded to play only in specific countries. And for the longest time, because of the resolution system in their analog TVs, Britain and America were on two different systems. So sometimes you get an American VHS that couldn't be played in Britain and vice versa. And so the VHS machines that could play those tapes, there's a group of people, again, like with the Betamaxes, are working with each other to keep those machines running. Probably a lot easier now with printers, the 3D printers. Oh, that's duct tape. I wonder what that noise was. Or packing tape, right?
Packing tape.
Okay. You got something going there, hon?
I managed to acquire and print my prescription card.
Oh, cool.
So it's on paper.
But that'll do.
Right, but it needs
protection. I have some laminate around here somewhere. But that'll probably work as well.
Well, we'll see how this works.
Yeah. Do I have one too? Or will I?
I only asked for mine because I thought mine would work for both of us.
Well, we'll find out, won't we?
Yes.
Okay, great.
I figured we'd start with one and go from there.
Okay. Real life stuff here. We're trying to get our flu shots, and we didn't get all the medical information from our new healthcare provider. And Carl Witzman, at his peril, mocks Carleen with his laughter. It's been good knowing you, Carl. And Carl Witzman says, "Good show, Brian. Good show, everyone. Good to have you here." And I'm sorry I ran so far behind in the comments, but you guys have been awesome today. And isn't it about time to hashtag feed Cookie? Asked Carleen. Well, I guess we got our answer from the next room. And Twin Cedars Enterprises newsletter is out now with a review of HowlCon, says Joe McKeel. It was great, except when they started talking about how great BKM and his broadcasting prowess. I wouldn't take it seriously then. You can see it at the tiny URL there. And Joe McKeel, if you get a moment, would you please send me that link via direct messenger? I would love to see what they said. Not because of me. Seriously, my ego's secure enough. In fact, it's out of control. But anyway, no, HowlCon, you should be very proud of that. That was an incredible enterprise. And I think it is probably one, because I don't want to play favorites too much, but such a great event. You had it all under control. It may not have felt like it sometimes, but it was a fantastic show. And check it out, people. It's on it's on the Stupid O'Clock YouTube page for the best sound and picture quality. And check out the opening ceremony, because a member of the production team or the development team from StreamYard was there, and she was really had some great things to say. And I love watching what you and Skunk and everybody do with StreamYard. And I was told that now we can adjust, like when we have other people on the show, we can adjust their volume ourselves when we moderate the show. That's interesting news. That's stuff that we need to know. So anyway, Joe, thank you. And I'm glad you're getting reviews. It was a worthwhile weekend, man. You changed the face of virtual cons. I really believe that. All right. And Friday the 13th is always a big deal to me, especially as Halloween felt kind of off for Nick Tockert. I agree. Yeah, it just wasn't quite the same this year. Although, I got to get some candy from Master Ron Fitzgerald. Right, honey? We got some love from Master Ron. And we'll be seeing him again this coming Friday on his on his Friday the 13th special. It's going to check it out. He's an amazing illusionist. He is the master of the dark realm and the 2-time former mayor of Hell. He really was. That's Hell, Michigan, by the way. Anyway, he's a great guy, great entertainer, funny as hell, and you will love his show this coming Friday the 13th. He is working on it diligently, really. The problem was last time he had a rather ambitious slate of things going on, and it got away from him. Because of technical limitations on StreamYard, you can only have videos that are 100 megabytes or less. And he had just about everything he had was more than. So anyway, he didn't get it all converted in time. So we'll get to see some things this time that you'll enjoy. Seriously, please tune in on Friday night. And then also tune in at the same time to Nick Tucker and the Historical Fencing Guild. Watch them both simultaneously. Anyway, oh, holy crap, I got another YouTube sub. Up to 11 unfortunate persons must be lonely or something, says Carl Witzman. Carl, I got to make sure I'm a subscriber. Then you'll have an even dozen. And by the way, we've had some people sign up for my page, Brian K. Morris Rising Tide Publications page on Facebook, and we appreciate you all. We hope you find a lot there to enjoy. And if you know someone that would enjoy our page, please send them our link, because we'd love to have some more people there. And TMI, Brian, says Charles F. Millhouse. I am the emperor of TMI, young man. And Ted Davies, okay, have a great day. Try it again, Brian. Ted Davies says, okay, have a great day, guys. And Brian, remember number 5 of Ted's list for life. Thank you, Ted Davies. Ted Davies Artistry on Facebook, on YouTube, and on .com. Check it all out. Ted Davies, have a great day, brother. Glad to have you here. And lick it before you stick it. Yeah, that's right, by God. It's good advice for everything. And Cookie's ignoring me again. And what, the shower show? What channel is that on? Says Charles F. Millhouse. That's on Amy Hale. That's on Amy Hale's Angels. Being one of the angels who we can keep a protective eye on her. And have a blessed day, my friend. And God bless Nevermorians, whatever. Or Jake Lindsay, Magi Jake Lindsay. Thank you. Check out his magic page on Facebook. You will be glad you did. And Carl Witzman, the Dark Pope of the Rising Tide, pronounces that it is time to feed Cookie. Bye. We'll try to get through your comments here, and we will feed my woman. How's that sound? And CM Davenport says, come on, catch up with me, Facebook. Okay, bless you. Okay, it's easier to order my comic now. The new link is www.thefamilyorbitswithaz.com. Very good, CM Davenport. Good to see you again, man. Come back often. We missed you. And bless you again, honey. And Rick Bradley says, everyone take care and stay creative. You too, my friend. Charles F. Millhouse, everyone have a productive day. Go forth and create and change the world one page at a time. Thank you, Charles. Thank you for being here, brother. And where is that StreamYard feature? Because it's not on mine. That's Joe McKeel. Joe McKeel has been trying to shatter the StreamYard system and coming up with some fascinating results. You may have to use OBS for some of it, but anyway, check with Joe McKeel. He is an expert. And anyway, thank you all for being here. Thank you for hanging out with me the last couple hours plus, and we hope you got something from it. Hope you got away from the world for a little bit. Forgot your cares. Thank you again to our subscribers on Patreon, and a big thank you to today's sponsors, Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you, as well as new sponsor Tyrone Tony Reed Jr. When Kevin Edwards and his ex-girlfriend Juanita Grayson arrive on Dark Earth, a world ruled by demons, all they want to know is why. In order to learn the answers and save the world, Kevin and Juanita are each given a ring that transforms them into the superpowered beings Angelo and Angeline, soldiers of light against darkness, to begin their mission to end the Demon Master's reign. As the war rages on, the heroes come to face with their mortality, humanity, spirituality, and destinies. If Kevin and Juanita want to save the people of Dark Earth from evil and get home alive, they will have to embrace the light and fight, while discovering their frightening connection to the Demon Master. Check out the Solid book series on Amazon today and on TyroneTonyReedJr.com. Thank you again, Tyrone Tony Reed Jr. and Plasma Fire Graphics, for sponsoring today's episode. And advertising opportunities, sponsorship opportunities are available for this program and on Clever Title Pending, send me a direct message via Facebook Messenger or drop me a line at briankevinmorris@gmail.com and let's talk, okay? And let's see, CM Davenport says, my wife and I celebrate every Friday the 13th because it's not every day you meet the one you're going to marry on that day. CM Davenport, you get the last word, brother. That is beautiful sentiment. Thank you for sharing that with that. And thank you all for sharing your morning with me. We appreciate you here very, very much. And we hope that you have an amazing day, that you take control of the day and create and make it a better world, as Charles F. Milhouse says, through your art and through caring for others. That's what the Church of the Rising Tide is all about, okay? Look out for others and watch, you'll get looked out for too. So thank you to everyone who has watched this morning's show on YouTube and on Facebook. We appreciate your being here, and we will have a couple spots by our sponsors, today's sponsors. Then we'll sign off, and we're going to have some more videos, about 5 more minutes of videos, promotions from other people that support this show. We hope that you will watch and check out what they've got going, okay? Which will include the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, Sunday Funnies with Randy Zimmerman, and Cindy Kep, author Cindy Kep, plus a couple things of my own, as well as an announcement about Pulp Reality. And we hope you will check out all those fine products and books and videos and all kinds of cool stuff. So anyway, folks, thank you for tuning in this morning. We will see you again tomorrow night on Clever Title Pending at 8 p.m., 7 p.m. Central Time, where we welcome back Bobby Nash and Jim Beard, 2 incredible new pulp hybrid authors who will have a lot of stuff to say, and they welcome your questions on how to publish, how to write, how to edit, how to do all that cool stuff, how to market yourself. All right, so please bring your questions, and let's see if we can't bombard them with questions, because they love answering. They look forward to the conversation with you. I look forward to having them. Look forward to seeing you there. 8 p.m. tomorrow night, Clever Title Pending on YouTube and on Facebook. And also, I'll be on the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central, and we'll be talking about holidays and how they relate to Doctor Who. And then after that, we will rejoin you 10 a.m. on Wednesday morning with another Nevermind the Furthermore. So please check out our website, risingtide.pub, where you can sign up for our newsletter, or you can send me a direct message via Facebook with your email address, and we'll sign you up personally. Every month we give you special offers, secret links, inspirational quotes, a personal video message from me, as well as motivation, education, and inspiration. We hope you'll sign up for the Rising Tide newsletter. It's a free subscription, and it comes out the first of every month. Next month's episode will come out December 1st, and you'll love it. If you're watching on YouTube, please, if you've enjoyed this video at all, please give it hit that thumbs up there, and please subscribe. It takes just a moment, costs no money, and also be sure to ring that bell so you'll be notified of all future appearances. And if you're watching on YouTube, on the Rising Tide Publications page or the Indie Event page, please give that page a like, as it helps in our discoverability on those platforms. And in closing, this is Brian K. Morris, hoping you all have a fantastic rest of your Monday. All right. Hope you make it better for someone else and thus for yourself. And remember, as always, stay smart, stay safe, wash your hands, and never apologize for being awesome. Thank you for being here. We hope you have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. From all of us here on Nevermind the Furthermore. Have a good day.
Thank you for tuning in to Nevermind the Furthermore, a Rising Tide Publications and Brian K. Morris production. Member of the Comic Book Advocating Network and sponsored by GeekInsider.com. Become part of our show with sponsorship and advertising opportunities. For details, contact advertising at geekinsider.com or visit podcast.geekinsider.com. The Geek Insider podcast is available on your favorite app, so please hit the follow button and share it out to your friends, because if you don't, you might have to turn in your geek card.
This is the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to us wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Also catch us on the HWWS Web TV YouTube channel. Subscribe today and become part of the legend.
From author Brian K. Morris comes an epic tale of armor forged by a god, a hero forged by courage, and an ancient menace poised to re-emerge and threaten our world. Volcana, Rebirth of the Champion, is available on Amazon.com. Get your copy today. Stormgate Press presents a collection of 7 new short stories from today's leading authors and illustrators in the new pulp genre. Experience courageous two-fisted heroes and their intrepid and often dangerous exploits. From dark, watery depths to high-flying heights, these fantastic tales span the globe and take the reader on fast-paced adventures in classic pulp style. Take a seat as we pull back the curtain on days gone by with edge-of-your-seat storytelling in the vein of Golden Age era pulp fiction. This is Pulp Reality. From author Brian K. Morris comes a tale of irreverent holiday horror, told with much inappropriate humor. Dr. Victor Frankenstein creates the spirit of giving himself. Ho, ho, ho! Santastein, or the post-holiday Prometheus. Available at Amazon.com. Get your copy today.
Author Cindy Kep is writing on the edge. Books include Remnant in the Stars, The Loudest Actions, Lines of Succession, Mindstorm, Condemned Courier, the Yerushalayim series, and Animal Eye. Find author Cindy Kep at CKOEPP.com today.
Southwest of Chicago, there is a small, secluded cemetery known as Bachelor's Grove, and it is one of the most haunted places in the United States. Author Brian K. Morris brings you a collection of writings that will help you navigate this ghostly graveyard, if you dare. The Haunting Scripts of Bachelor's Grove is available now on Amazon.com. Get your copy today.
Now, every Sunday morning, longtime independent comics creator and Indie Volt podcaster Randy Zimmerman hosts a discussion on the lighter side of comics, the more whimsical and fun comics out there, on the Sunday Funnies. That's 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every Sunday on Indie Volt, indievolt.com, the Indie Volt YouTube channel, and the usual Indie Volt sites on Facebook. Listen in, won't you? Participate in the chat. Let's have some fun. See you there.
If you love comic books, you'll love comicspriceguide.com, the world's largest comic book price guide. Basic membership is free, and you'll have access to an amazing message board with a fantastic community of your fellow collectors. You can also upload your comic book inventory and manage its value in real time. Learn more about your favorite comics with their database of over 950,000 comics. It's a great place to sell, buy, or trade comics. So celebrate being a geek and sign up for comicspriceguide.com today. Looking for highly entertaining pop culture podcasts with high production values? Then check out the Journey into Comics podcast network at journeyintocomics.com. Nate Phillips and his crew deliver an amazing variety of downloadable podcasts on a variety of pop culture subjects, from comic books to entertaining with friends, from Doctor Who to professional wrestling. If you have a geek interest, the Journey into Comics podcast network is made just for you. For a complete downloadable selection of their shows, go to journeyintocomics.com. You can also subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, Podbean, and Stitcher Radio. So, for an incredible selection of pop culture podcasts that consistently deliver insight and humor, check out journeyintocomics.com today.
From author Brian K. Morris comes a classic hero in a high-flying, fast-paced, and action-packed steampunk adventure. The original Skyman battles the Master of Steam with an introduction by comics icon and historian Roy Thomas. A Rising Tide, an Ace Comics publication. Available now in print or digital format on Amazon.com.
So let's go.
Ooh.
Oh.
My nippies got hurt.
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready?